6 o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports, the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The first World Cup semifinal match is today as France will take on Spain at AT&T Stadium in Arlington with kickoff set for 2 p.m. on Fox. The two sides have met only once in the World Cup, and France got the 3-1 win back in 2006 in the round of 16. In this tournament, neither France nor Spain have trailed, and Spain has conceded only one goal in 6 matches. St. Louis Cardinals right fielder Jordan Walker rallied to win the home run derby last night in his first derby appearance. He also takes home the $1 million prize money. Walker spoiled Phillies' Kyle Schwarber's party. Walker bested Schwarber 12-11 in a dramatic final round to win, in which Walker hit 6 straight to secure the win. Coming up tonight, MLB All-Star Week continues in Philadelphia with the All-Star Game at 7 p.m. tonight on Fox. Phillies pitcher Christopher Sanchez will start for the National League, and for the American League, Blue Jays ace Dylan Cease will get the start. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Off and running on a brand new edition of Ramon and Will on a beautiful Tuesday morning in Nashville. Good morning. How we doing? Welcome
good.
in. 615-737-1045 is the number. That's the voice of Ramon Foster. Justin Hawkins, our producer. Myself, Will Bowling. Streaming live on 1045 The Zone TV. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Well, today, Cam Ward not only makes his debut on Netflix, quarterback is out, gives us something to talk about, some new content. No more lists, well, at least for the hour that he's on Netflix tonight. Whole series out. Season, I believe, 3, if I'm not mistaken, of quarterback.
I think it is 3, yeah, most definitely.
The only season that matters, the Cam Ward season. How we doing? How we feeling?
We're good. I was premature, man, in my own intro into the show. You came on a little bit different. I was like, oh, is it my turn yet?
Rhetorical question for the people. How we doing?
We doing
Then I will ask
good.
you all how we doing, but that's my own fault.
Caught up on some sleep last night, but didn't really catch up on some sleep.
I am right there with you, actually. I did the exact same thing.
We are.
Same page.
We all are on the same page right now, man.
Tried to go to bed earlier and then just couldn't fall asleep.
Did you really? I actually took a nap, I think. I don't know what a nap
During
is.
the day?
Yeah, yesterday. I told you yesterday I had to get to the crib. I had to go work out my sons and everything yesterday as well. But we got back super late on Sunday night, and, well, it was Monday morning for that matter. And I was just thinking to myself, all the rest I got during vacation, I gave it back in one weekend. That's one of them situations right there. Don't you hate when that happens? Like when life gets back to life, and as soon as you go back to real world,
The term
schedules,
vacation from the vacation really is legitimate.
it is real. It is real, man. But listen, I'm glad to be back into the saddle. I had somebody ask me yesterday, do you enjoy this? Like, I was like, yeah. The scheduling that, like, I've always
Glad to hear that answer.
No, he doesn't enjoy it. He's just here. He just sits here.
Walking the line is all I'm doing. But yeah, I do enjoy the schedule. I feel like I've been getting up at 6. So I stayed out in a very rural part of Lauderdale County, Henning, Tennessee. I've always gotten up at like 5:45 because we had to be the first ones on the bus. The bus ran at 6:15.
Okay.
Oh, we had to be on the bus or Mr. Fred was going to leave us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And Mom was already going to work, so wasn't nobody taking us to school. So you either better catch the bus or you're going to stay at home. When you're at home, you probably going to get in trouble if Mama show up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So you've always been an early riser. Always been a morning person.
Since, this is going to blow your mind, since about 1997.
Wow. Lovely. That was the year I was born.
It wasn't really?
Yes. I thought that's why you were saying
Not the year I was expecting.
No, yeah. I thought that's the only reason why you were saying it. That's why I said that.
It. We moved to like Henning in like 96 and about 97. That's when, like, the school bus and everything, when my mom moved over from Covington to Henning, Tennessee.
I mean, to be fair, I was also waking up really early in 1997. I was just, a baby.
You were up more than he was.
You were.
Probably.
You were.
Probably.
Dang, I just thought I was 11 in 97.
Yeah.
Back in my day.
That's exactly what I sound like.
Back when you walked uphill to school both ways?
Listen, I've walked uphill a lot of places. I was telling my kids, like, we used to just run across town, like legitimately go from one side of the town to the other. Like, we didn't live in a Nashville, like, metro type area.
It was back when kids played outside.
Man, listen.
Yeah, I was born the same way. I was raised the same way.
I was telling them, like, the first time, like, I crossed over, like, a 4-lane highway was probably when I was, like, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Just, we were walking to the dollar store across town.
You crossed a 4-lane highway at how old?
It would be like walking across, Mallory and like Brentwood or the Williamson County.
But with a crosswalk and a stoplight?
Nope.
Yeah, so it's not like that at all.
No.
not like that. Maybe Brentwood isn't your best comparison on that one.
Well, we was crossing those stuff. You ever been in like West Tennessee, Highway 51? That goes right from Dyersburg, Ripley, Covington, Mumford, Brighton. It passes all the way to Memphis. And Highway 51, it goes to a little small town. So we would go from where we stayed at my grandmama's house, in the projects, and we walked to like the dollar store to buy coloring books and stuff like that.
Coloring books, wow.
Yes, the ultimate war.
I feel like there's a rule maybe out there that if you are young enough to be buying coloring books, you shouldn't be crossing highways. Maybe just a ballpark rule of life that we implement right now.
It was different.
You might be onto something.
It was different.
If you are buying a coloring book, you need to have parental guidance crossing the street.
We were just roaming. No, absolutely not.
At least you're buying them and not just taking them.
Exactly. Now, some of my cousins.
You're right. I figured.
Some of my cousins, which is why.
At least you didn't say brothers.
No. So at the time, it was only me and my brother Renardo that we grew up.
Sure.
Ron and I didn't grow up in the same household when we were younger. Right. So Renardo and I, we were fearful of mom. There was no stealing with us two. Seriously.
Smart.
My cousins, though. My mom never really hid us from them. And we're all cool now, by the way. We're all cool now. But as far as the corner stores and as far as like Walmart, dollar stores, like items that they wanted, they was stealing. I was too scared to steal, though.
Stealing coloring books.
I was too scared. Like, I wouldn't even steal a pencil.
That's good.
I know.
You had a moral compass from a young age.
The fear of the mom in me.
Well, that's same thing. That counts. That counts as moral compass.
It does when you're young enough, yeah. But, man, we were crossing over highways and everything at such a young age. I didn't realize how dangerous that was, of course. But it wasn't. It was probably about a half a mile walk to cross over to the highway to get some coloring books. Best one, though, was we wanted the WWF characters one. And my brother, Renardo, man, you have some people just got really good talents as kids. Mm-hmm. You ever won like a coloring book, coloring contest?
They probably would have given me last place.
I'm going to ask you.
Didn't even know they had those.
I'm going to ask you a question. But like for holidays, like Easter, did you do like have contests for like the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus for Christmas or the turkey for Thanksgiving? Y'all ever did those contests?
No.
Turkey, yes.
Never heard of it.
You did the turkey?
Yeah.
Okay, like we used to have like contests, and I never forget this kid, Drew. Drew used to always win because his shading was perfect. He'd outline it, and it didn't help either. Drew's mom was a teacher too. Drew
and how old were you?
This was kindergarten.
About shading?
I remember
with
this.
Coloring? Okay.
Drew was really good. This is probably about the third grade because we was all in this group together.
Okay. That makes more sense.
I was in this advanced group. We were called the PACE group.
Because, again, you are as much of a nerd as I am.
Very much so. I enjoy being a nerd. We were in this group, and I didn't realize it was at Covington Elementary. We were in this group called PACE. It was kindergarten, first, second, and third. No, it was first, second, third, and fourth grade together.
Okay.
And we were the PACE class. And one of my cousins that live here in Nashville, Tedrick, was in one of those classes too. And we were a little bit different than everybody else. So those classes had a little bit more, I guess, more challenges in it, the curriculum. And we used to have contests. And one of the things we used to do is like coloring was one of those. And Drew Cunningham was the kid's name. He won every single one of them. I used to look at Drew and be like, that's because your mom's a teacher at the school. So
unfair advantage.
Unfair advantage. And he probably had all the coloring pencils at home, too. That was the other side of it. I was hating. I never won the coloring contest.
No, anything that had to do with art, I would flunk out if grades were actually given. I'm terrible at like drawing things or any kind of picture. No, awful. There are a lot of kids growing up that when they got to go to art class, it was a break from school for them. I hated it. I'd rather do more English or more history.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, absolutely. Art was terrible.
Said any
you
subject
kidding me?
other than English.
No.
I loved it,
English
man.
can be fun if you're reading a nice book or like reading a good book or I don't know. Like I took poetry class in college. That was fun. I took that because I didn't want to read a bunch of pages of things. Like, well, poems are short. A lot of football players in that class who had very, very smart, same thoughts as me in that. But no, I hated art class.
Did you?
Oh my gosh.
I enjoyed it because I felt like it
Awful.
was a break.
I do not have an artistic bone in my body.
Oh, that's tough.
The only arts I was in were obviously like the plays and the musicals and the a cappella group that I was in high school, which again should surprise no one. But
You did a cappella.
yeah.
That's awesome.
This group called the Academy Singers. They were a very, very prestigious group because I listened to them when my brother and sister were in them growing up. So I thought it was like the coolest thing ever to be a part of it. And I still look back at it. It was really fun. Some of my favorite high school memories. But no, if I wasn't singing or acting or giving some kind of speech, I'm good.
Sounds
Any
like
other
your
kind of
own
art was terrible.
Pitch perfect moment. there.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Very much so.
We so this is how big of a nerd I was. We did like a Thanksgiving play. I was one of the pilgrims that was in there. We did that growing up. Did y'all do plays? Yeah, y'all did plays.
We do plays? I was the cheese, and the cheese stands alone in first grade, and I could still sing some of the music in my head, which I'm obviously not going to do. But yes, I legitimately remember it. Yeah,
we did that, and in my era, it's going to sound weird when I say this, but the dinosaur side of education was huge. Okay, it's just like the
You're in the dinosaur
prehistoric.
age?
So we had.
I know you're old, but dang, man, you're prehistoric out here.
Don't do this, Will. I'm just 40. He's just 40, okay? I'm
He's
just
a Jurassic
40.
Man,
Park
he's
music.
40.
I'm 40 out here. We had, I won. This is how big of a nerd I was. I never won a spelling contest, but I was good at it. But I won the dinosaur trivia contest at my elementary school.
That's a thing? Okay.
Yes, it was, and I crushed everybody.
I won the classroom spelling bee
They're all his
every
buddies,
year
that's
of
why.
elementary school. I always made the big spelling bee. I always made the big show.
Did you?
Couldn't advance past that, but I always made the big show.
I never made the big show.
It was so fun.
Savage said he won a spelling contest once before.
Yeah, I've heard that story before.
I don't know. Somebody have to call up here about that one. I got to see this one.
He had to spell fried. That's how he learned what that word was.
Good.
From a young age.
Moving on.
615-737-1045. Our number. We are live for the 1045 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. Executive scouts and coaches rank the top quarterbacks in the NFL. And there is one quarterback that for some reason the league can't quit. We'll tell you who coming up next. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone, off and running on 104.5 The Zone TV as well. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. At ESPN.com, if you've been listening to the show, you know Jeremy Fowler has been talking to executive scouts and coaches around the league, ranking the top 10 players at every position. And, of course, quarterback gets the people talking, as it should. Number 1 on the list is Josh Allen, who was number 2 last year. At 30 years old, an NFL general manager says he is the most singularly unstoppable player at the position when you get his A game. Mm-hmm. And he has cut down on the turnovers the past 2 seasons as well. Do you agree, Ramon Foster, that Josh Allen is the number 1 quarterback of the NFL?
It's a three-headed monster to me. With the style that Josh Allen plays, and ranking them is kind of hard. Josh, Patrick, and Lamar, to me, I feel like they're a cluster together. And depending upon who has the better season is who's probably number 1. So the way this year's rankings kind of set up to give you a long form answer on this, Josh probably takes the cake in 2025. Yeah, I can see that. But that cluster to me always runs together. And I think there's a separate class of everybody else, but still elite, because of that group, you can still have very elite play out of Dak, out of Stafford, out of Goff, out of Hurts, honestly, too.
Drake May?
Drake May, yeah. Drake May, yes, definitely is in that group.
I would put him ahead of Jalen Hurts.
I know, but I wouldn't put them in order. Yeah, but yeah. To your point, yes, 100%. But in that order, and I think Drake May's getting into that, it end up being a quad at some point, too, because the way they run and use their legs.
Matthew Stafford, though.
I know, but
as well as Matthew Stafford played last year, I would put him right up in that top group.
Stafford could easily be 2 the way I view this conversation. Like, the way I view this conversation is like this 3, and then maybe the potential addition of Drake May, if that makes sense. And whoever has the best of that 4 is usually number 1 to me. If they're like, I'm putting Josh Allen, Lamar, and Mahomes together.
See, I'm putting Stafford in that group too.
Yeah. That's the only reason I don't put Stafford, because he's not much of a runner. Like, the runner group is the way I look at it.
Oh, well, I mean, but as good of a passer as he was last year, I'm not sure it matters.
100%. And yes, easily Stafford could be number 1 on this list.
Yeah.
But like that little cluster that they've been back and forth from MVPs and just
if you're speaking more about the past 3 or 4 seasons, then yes, I totally agree with you.
That's the way
it's kind of been those 3 trading spots at number 1. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson.
Exactly. But in that most definitely is Matthew Stafford as well.
An NFL coordinator says about Josh Allen, you live with him and die with him. You can't get mad at him because he won a lot of games for you with a similar style and was so good. Only 10 interceptions for Josh Allen last year, which I'd say is around average, maybe a little bit below average in a good way. And didn't get the most first-place votes within this. Patrick Mahomes got 41% of the first-place votes. Josh Allen got 34%. But he averaged a ranking of 2.1 per ballot. The lowest ranking Josh Allen got was 4. The lowest ranking Patrick Mahomes got within this was 9, which I'd love to talk to the person who's ranking Patrick Mahomes as the 9th best quarterback in the NFL. But that is the reason why Josh Allen ends up number 1 on this list. So 3 consecutive seasons for Mahomes at 1. Go ahead.
No, it says the last part of these comments on Josh Allen, like I said, well, you win a lot with him, so you deal with the madness in it. That's the part that irks me the most with him. I felt like I even went back and looked at the simple box score. We watched the games of that weekend, but like that Bills and friggin' Denver Broncos game from January 17, 2026 of this year, the playoff game, the second round, the divisional game. He will do magical things at quarterback. And I'm sure people have won with him, Will. Buffalo Bills fans have great moments with him as their quarterback, but then he'll just do some stuff. He'll do some stuff that just really just says, I don't want to say he lost that game.
I think all these guys do, though.
But his is a little bit more Wild West.
I don't think as much as it used to be. I still think Josh Allen is paying for the 18 interception season he had in 2023.
Okay.
If you're speaking about the last 2 seasons, he has 6 fewer interceptions than Patrick Mahomes, despite playing a lot more football games.
For sure.
Because Patrick's been more injured.
And here's the other part, though, too. He's still growing. He is cleaning up some of those type of issues that he's having. But just the last game that he played in 2025-2026 season, he ends up having 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Cool, but he still makes up. They only lost by 3 points still. But on the other side of it, though, as well, Will, he had 3 fumbles and 2 of them lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that part of his game when the rubber meets the road and he's playing against good teams, and Denver's defense was really good last year. He has these types of moments, and I love and I'll die by them if he's my quarterback. But it's the cleanup of those little small things. Like, he can't have in those big games 3 fumbles with 2 of them lost and also 2 interceptions as well. That's my only point of what the executive is saying. Like, yeah, you get all of the gunslinging,
Sure,
all of the big plays, but then he'll have a moment like this, and this is what I think is separating him from actually getting to the Super Bowl. I mean, turnovers always kill you, but
over the last 2 seasons, including fumbles and interceptions, in 4 more games, Josh Allen has 1 more turnover than Patrick Mahomes.
get out of here.
1 more turnover in 4 fewer games.
I would have
or 4 more
never guessed that.
He's got 12 fumbles in the last 2 seasons, Josh Allen does, and 16 interceptions. So he's got 18 giveaways in terms of interceptions and fumbles over the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And did I do that math right? Let's see.
No, 18,
16, 16 plus 12, 28.
Yeah.
He's got 28 turnovers last 2 seasons. That sounds about right.
Yeah,
it's
that's
early.
good math now.
Too early for math.
And I agree with
Mahomes has, over the last 2 seasons, 22 interceptions and 5 fumbles. So, again, one less. So, Josh Allen only has 1 more giveaway in 4 more football games because he's played 34 games and Patrick has played 30 given injuries.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Patrick's already had his big moment. I think when you look at the way Josh has played.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. But I definitely think that when you look at the big moments and the Lombardi moments and the playoffs, and some of those I, again, think are kind of given to Mahomes because his defense has put him in position to then go on game-winning drives and to make that throw. And he does, and that's the way football works. It is a totally team sport. But I think Josh Allen's absolutely deserved at number 1.
Yeah, this year. He earned that one.
I would not have been mad at him or Stafford at number 1. I think Mahomes, for me, is good at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Kind of where I'm at right now.
Is it pretty much just baseline for him right now? 3 is the floor for Mahomes in these rankings right now?
Yes, because you look at his numbers again last season. Again, numbers aren't everything, but his passer rating was 89.6 last year.
Yeah.
He completed 62% of his passes. He went 6-8 as the starter. Again, wins aren't everything.
Yeah.
22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions for 3,500 yards. There are a lot of other quarterbacks look at what the season Lamar just had and how harshly everyone penalized him in NFL 100 rankings and these rankings. There are a lot of other quarterbacks who don't even stay in the top 5 if they have a season like that.
Yeah.
It's not totally his fault. And yeah, there's nuance to this. Obviously, he's got multiple rings, but I'm great with, honestly, I probably would have had Stafford too. I probably would have had Stafford too.
Year.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford was playing at a completely different level than everyone else not named Drake May in the National Football League at quarterback last season. He just did it against better competition than Drake May did, which is why I would give the nod to him over Drake.
I don't know how the rest of these votes went, but on this, and you mentioned it earlier, but Patrick's highest ranking was 1, of course, and his lowest was 9.
He got the most first-place votes, Patrick did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got 41% of the first-place votes.
I guess when you're king, you get those. Yeah,
if you take out the one season, like, he is the best quarterback.
He is.
Sure, but we're coming off that one season.
Right.
Like right now, Patrick Mahomes, I would put right behind Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford.
Going into
based on what
the
they
season,
just did.
Sure, I still think Mahomes still gets his respect and earns his flowers from what he's done.
Yeah, over the course of his career, but we're not talking about career.
I know.
We're talking about right now.
He needs to prove me wrong that last season wasn't just, a fluke bad season.
Was the start of the decline.
But also, they don't have the receivers that they used to.
Well, neither does Josh Allen.
Nah, I know.
The Rams do. I mean, Stafford does for sure.
Stafford does.
He also is playing against the most difficult division of
Josh
football.
Allen also does things more by himself than Mahomes has ever done.
Yeah.
As far as running the football, taking the game on by himself. Where Mahomes has got the great arm talent like Josh Allen does, but Mahomes just finds those windows that I don't know if Josh Allen really has ever done.
Yeah, and
I think he finds windows. I mean,
he does.
I'm not sure what you mean.
he's gotten better
The
at that
magic.
part.
I just feel like Mahomes has got the magic. He's got the magic in him.
I would push and say Josh Allen's got that magic as well. Just watching him last year,
question.
he's gotten better at it. And in moments where I feel like he'd have had more turnovers, like he finds ways to not run less, to run less, and also deliver the football a little bit more. That is a part of his game that you can tell that he's worked on. In my personal opinion, you brought up like the talent that they have. I feel like the quarterback that's maximized their talent the most, obviously, is most definitely Matthew Stafford. Like, the good receivers that he's got, Puka Nacua, Devontae, like, he actually uses them and knows how to use them well. Like, he's such a smart quarterback to me. Not just a player, athlete, all of those things. He quarterbacks well.
Plays the position. He's not a thrower. He is a quarterback.
If it's not Puka, he's going to find Devontae. Like, he knows how to play the position.
I would agree. Where this list gets, I think, incorrect and wrong is Joe Burrow being ranked 4th ahead of Lamar Jackson.
I love him.
This is the quarterback that the NFL can't quit. The NFL can't quit Joe Burrow, and they don't penalize him for the same things they've penalized Lamar Jackson for in this ranking and the NFL 100 ranking, where, again, totally different process, totally different stuff. People lose their minds over NFL 100. Why should I care? Okay, well, you get to choose what you do and don't care about. We're going to talk about it either way. He slid 67 spots to the number 69 player in the NFL on the NFL 100, voted on by active players. That is heinous. That is egregious. There are not 60 players in the NFL better than Lamar Jackson.
Reach.
Who is angry at Lamar, and what has he done to tick off so many active NFL players? Honestly, Ramon, this might be the only ranking within NFL 100 that's worse than Jeffrey Simmons being at 83.
I agree.
That is the equal level of stupid, and that's exactly what it is. Active NFL players made a stupid decision by putting Lamar Jackson as the number 69 player in the NFL. Because he missed 3 games due to a hamstring injury and another game late in the season due to a back contusion. Are we not going to dock Joe Burrow for having the exact same durability concerns? Apparently not. Apparently not. I don't understand this whatsoever.
I don't get this one either. The guy's a 2-time MVP. I mean, it just
makes no sense.
The same respect that we were just saying, Hawk, that Patrick gets, Lamar should get the exact same pass when it comes down to injuries, when it comes down to what he's done in past years too. And also, if you look at his situation, it's pretty much similar, maybe a little bit better there because he's got a better defense than the Bills. But Lamar does a lot by himself as well.
And pretty much he's just had Zay Flowers to throw to.
Easily.
Again, we're talking about receiving cores that don't touch the best receiving 1-2 maybe in the NFL in what Joe Burrow has to throw to in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
And to back that point up as well, I know Isaiah Likely's a good catching tight end. He's now gone. And also is Mark Andrews. But we're talking about tight ends versus other players got numerous amounts of wide receivers on this team.
We're talking about tight ends who are essentially wide receiver 2 and 3.
And I know, and I'll give credit to Derek as well, too. Derek does help Lamar in the run game, but there's also that side of it, too. We're talking about some of the best players in the world as far as defense goes, and Lamar Jackson still has a crazy amounts of yards rushing every year as well. He's doing it on the ground, and that is such an old school way of doing it when this group of guys are really exalted by their arm. And Lamar's arm's gotten a whole lot better, too. His decision-making has gotten a whole lot better as well the more he's got wide receivers.
Absolutely, it has.
How he's 69 on this list? Top 100, and then somebody even on this quarterbacks list right here from ESPN, they unranked Lamar.
It is truly baffling. It is legitimately insane. 2-time MVP, led the league in yards per attempt 2 years ago in 2024 at this point at 8.8 yards per attempt. Wow. Completed 67% of his passes. Quarterback rating was 119 that season. 41 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Now, last season, he completed 64% of his passes in 13 games where he was available, 2,500 yards, 21 touchdowns, 7 picks. But still, we're talking about 8.4 yards per attempt and on the ground. Lamar Jackson last year still carried it for just under 400 yards. It's not close to the 1,000 yards he's reached twice, but I don't know why people lose their minds when thinking about Lamar Jackson.
That's wild.
I don't understand it, because if you just evaluated him as a quarterback, just the quarterback numbers, and again, this is where we form an opinion about someone earlier in their career, and then we never come off of it. I feel like so many people formed an opinion on Lamar Jackson about 2 or 3 years into his NFL career, where he became the inaccurate, great runner, good passer, never going to win the big game quarterback. And that's just not really true anymore, is it?
No, it's not. If you watch him, he plays the pocket well. They're the same thing that they said about Joe Burrow, and how he moves in the pocket. Lamar does it too.
Well, and the last time we saw him with a chance to win a big game, Mark Andrews dropped an easy 2-point conversion to lose them a playoff game and get him knocked out. Like, there's only so much he can really do.
It's so I'm with you on that. I forgot all about that, Will. Like, the moments that he's been looked to have, they failed him by not getting him the personnel that he needs. Like, right now, you look at the Baltimore Ravens.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but, like, they're also getting players at the wide receiver position through the draft. Like, whether they can get players there or not, or the way Lamar is viewed, but he's a real good passer, and that's the other side of the game, to your point, that people don't look at as much. And I know the speed part of it is like, they think it's just easy to be a speed guy like that, but other guys have this same thing. Josh Allen as well. Lamar should not be below Joe Burrow.
No. Lamar should be fourth on this list.
An NFL quarterbacks coach on Patrick Mahomes said he still puts the fear in people like no other quarterback. Are you telling me that Lamar Jackson doesn't put the fear in you when you step on the field against him?
Yes.
Because when the Titans ever play the Ravens, the main player you think about is Lamar Jackson and what he can and will do to your team. Yes. That's what I don't understand about this list, whether it be 69th ranked or 5th ranked on this list. Lamar Jackson puts the fear of God in the other team. I don't get it.
Just based off stats alone. If we're just looking at stats, Lamar should have been above Burrow. Period. There's no other way around it.
No question.
And team record.
And because we're going to penalize him for, like Burrow, Jackson faces durability concerns, missing at least 4 games in 3 of the last 5 seasons. Joe Burrow missed most of the season last year, like 90% of the season, just last year. But again, his lowest ranking on here is 6.
Which is nuts.
I feel like Joe Burrow is evaluated as this shining beacon of hope within a dysfunctional franchise. And because the Ravens aren't as dysfunctional as the Bengals, Lamar is expected to have multiple rings at this point.
Yes, perfectly stated.
It feels like we detach Joe Burrow from all the bad in Cincinnati, from ownership, from defense. I mean, one of the worst defenses in modern history of the NFL last year.
Management.
And say, oh, but Joe's great. And so we kind of put him over here.
No.
And then we look at the rest of the Bengals over here. We don't penalize Joe for being sometimes a part of that a little bit. And again, look, I know Joe Burrow can't also tackle and play defense because, again, that was a terrible defense last season. But the people just get dumb when they talk about Lamar Jackson.
But they love Joey B, man.
Makes no sense to me.
They love him.
We got a tweet from Matt, who's a Kentucky fan, and lets us know. He says, I may be biased because he played for Louisville, but I'm readily willing to admit I've never put Lamar in the same class as Mahomes and Allen. I'd love to know what he's got to do then, because
what?
He had 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions in 2024, threw for 4,000 yards and almost ran for 1,000 more. What does the guy got to do?
Man, tell me you throw L's down. That's all you're telling me right now. That's it.
I don't get that one. I don't get that one whatsoever.
He said he's never put him in the same conversation as Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Josh just got his MVP. You know why he's just now getting his MVP? Because Lamar and Patrick have been winning them. There is no ifs, ands, or buts around it.
He shouldn't have even had that MVP. It was a very damn MVP.
It was his turn.
I mean, again, Lamar threw for 41 and 4.
Don't do
41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 13.3 yards per completion, led the league.
Don't do Lamar.
And almost ran for 1,000 more. Big Boss, we'd be gaining big brownie points with Big Boss Burton if he was awake right now. But maybe we bring him in later and just ask him, why do people lose their minds when they talk about Lamar Jackson?
It's the style.
Well, and I think, too, we still think about the quarterbacks like Michael Vick and, Vince Young.
He's passed him up.
Right, but we think about those first in the modern era of NFL football, mobile running quarterbacks who were runners first as flash in the pan quarterbacks. Their highs were really high and they never were able to sustain it. Lamar has sustained this into his 30s now.
Yeah, he has.
This is not just a one and done or two and done. You're on the cover of Madden and then we never hear from you again type of career. You have to take seriously what Lamar Jackson has built over the course of his entire career. Now, all that being said, is he going to have to be smarter about picking and choosing his moments to run and take hits as he does round the corner to 30? Absolutely, he does. Absolutely. His second act is going to be really interesting to follow, and so is Patrick's. Again, we lose our minds when we talk about Lamar. He's not the only one that applies to. That applies to Josh Allen. That applies to Patrick Mahomes. Who else out of this generation of quarterbacks just turning the corner into 30, who were drafted in the late 2010s, who of those players has a renaissance like Matthew Stafford because they learn how to play quarterback versus just being an athlete or just being a thrower, just having the wow traits? Who, when they get paid and get old, figure out how to make it work? Because no one has done that better. Obviously, other than the two GOATs and the GOAT and Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. Out of this generation, who can do what Matthew Stafford is doing right now?
None of these guys. Patrick's yet to take that step.
I think all of them are capable of it. I'm saying who does it?
Yeah. Patrick's not old enough.
It's kind of a rhetorical question. We don't have the answer yet.
No doubt. Not just yet. You're right on that. I'm thinking, well, I'll say this way. As the quarterback that didn't make the list, that learned how to play quarterback a whole lot better and be supported by his team, he didn't make the top 10 with Sam Darnold.
I want to talk about that too because I think that's crazy.
Okay.
I think it's very interesting that Sam Darnold didn't crack the top 10 in this list.
I thought I was tripping.
Quarterback discussion gets the people going. We'll continue this one coming up next. Ramon and Will on 104.5 The Zone, wrapping up hour number one. Ramon Foster and Will Boulding at Ramon and Will on Twitter. Rest of the list at ESPN.com from executive scouts and coaches via Jeremy Fowler. Again, 1 through 5 we just got through. Number 1, Josh Allen. Number 2, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Matthew Stafford. Number 4, for some reason, Joe Burrow. Number 5, Lamar Jackson. The rest of the list: Dak Prescott, 6. Justin Herbert, 7. Drake May, 8. Jared Goff, 9. Caleb Williams, ahead of Sam Darnold, ahead of Jaden Daniels, at number 10. First time as well that C.J. Stroud has not even been mentioned as an honorable mention within this, as his stock continues to plummet after a couple seasons. Maybe not as good as his rookie season. What stands out to you there, Ramon, specifically the omission of Sam Darnold? Is that the right decision?
Sam Darnold not being in it with the year that he had. Sam helped that team last year. Sam, to me, could have been in over, and I'm a huge Dak fan. I'll say this: move Caleb out, put Sam Darnold in. Dak could probably come down a little bit, although I will say Dak's playing style has grown on me more. Since the leg incident that he broke his leg, Dak Prescott, he's become a better quarterback to me.
Yes.
He's passing efficiently. They're getting that offensive line together. I hate to say watch out for the Cowboys, but I think Dak's hitting that level of maturity, and the defense, they've kind of tried to buy into it a little bit more. I'm into that portion of this too. I would probably move Caleb out, and I love the year that Caleb had. Caleb, I feel like, got in because of moments, not necessarily his entire play, even though his play was tremendously better last year. Their team was really good last year.
I'll tell you why he got in.
Slide Herbert. I like Herbert, but slide him. Slide him down just a little bit. Justin Herbert's 7 on this list. I would put Drake May ahead of him.
I would too.
Drake May ahead of him.
I would too.
Yeah. Jared Goff's sticky because they had a bad season last year, but he's a good quarterback. He's top 10.
And their bad season was still a 9-win season too.
I know. He's a top 10 quarterback.
I agree.
Yeah.
So the interesting part,
Daniels shouldn't have been an honorable mention. My bad, but go ahead.
Let's start with the Caleb Williams thing. Let's go one at a time here. A GM says about Caleb Williams, he is the most dynamic of the group. Between Williams, Sam Darnold, Jordan Love, and Jaden Daniels. Those 4 people, those 4 players, were all in the mix for the 10th spot, apparently, on this list from the voting. A GM said he is the most dynamic of those 4. Which, again, I would push back and say Jaden Daniels isn't dynamic?
1 year.
Sure.
Rookie year.
Same with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Because he was sacked almost 70 times his first season.
Very true.
To me, what do you want from a quarterback? Do you want potential in what that player is physically capable of, or do you want quarterbacking? Sam Darnold is the better quarterback. Caleb Williams is the better thrower. What matters more to you? Clearly on this list, the potential and the ceiling, and there are different ways to look at it. I'm not going to lose sleep over how someone else views it. Personally, I would put Darnold higher because I think he is better at the position of quarterback right now.
Yeah.
I think statistically, he blows away Caleb Williams in pretty much every category at the moment. But if you're talking about, again, the player that instills the most fear in you as a defense and can do the most things to hurt you and to beat you, there's no argument. Caleb Williams is more dynamic than Sam Darnold is.
For sure.
But does that help you when it's 3rd and 4 and the defense is bringing 7 or 8 and you've got to get rid of the football? You've got to know where your hot read is, and all of a sudden you've got to make a quick judgment because the defense showed you man, now they're in zone, and you've got to process information quickly. Sam Darnold's getting that ball out quickly and making the throw. Caleb Williams is consistently missing the easy stuff. He'll do the crazy stuff. He'll, at times on 3rd and 4, get you 40. But then he'll also miss somebody wide open in the flat. Inaccurate because he didn't set his feet. For me, Darnold is a bit more consistent. I would have had him over Caleb personally.
For sure. That's the same way I look at it, too. If we're looking at this list as who's playing quarterback the best, yeah, Sam Darnold should have been top 10. I'm with you. I'm a fan of Caleb. He's dynamic as heck of everybody of that group, most definitely. But as far as last year's stats go and how they played the position, I don't think it was many that played it better than Sam Darnold did, period. The support that he had from his defense, I got to give credit to that. But he also maximized his wide receivers. He made stars of them. Rashid Shaheed.
Just those two. Yep.
Shaheed. He's Shaheed. Okay. He got a deal behind it. His running back got broke off from it as well. They transitioned not
paid,
only
for those who don't know.
Yeah, he got paid.
I feel like I need to add that in from time to time.
He dealt with injuries on that squad and overcame them. He himself overcame injuries too to play in those games, and he played in one of the toughest positions in the NFL, the NFC West. Sam Darnold should be a top 10 quarterback this past year. For as much as I'm seeing ghosts that we saw on Sunday Night Football, he kind of redeemed himself, in my personal opinion.
Well, and let's also go to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba, who before he got there was an 1,100-yard receiver.
Yeah.
And with him is a 1,700, almost 1,800-yard receiver.
He cooked.
Jackson Smith and Jigba didn't necessarily just make Sam Darnold.
Right.
We got to determine which chicken came before the egg or vice versa. Like, Sam Darnold helped make Jackson Smith and Jigba what he was.
Is he suffering from the same thing Lamar Jackson's suffering from?
I think it's different.
It's a little bit different? Okay.
Well, in some ways, yes. To the point that we make determinations on who a player is 2 years into their career, 3 years into their career, and then we go one step up or down from that original determination. And I think that can be said about Sam Darnold as well, yeah.
Sure.
I think with him, though, he's more being penalized for the lack of overall athleticism and ceiling that he brings. And I think the other part of it, too, is the interceptions. If you want to have a knock on Sam Darnold last season, he threw 14 picks. Okay. Caleb Williams threw 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Caleb really has it beat.
In Caleb's last game, he also threw 3 of them against the future, NFC champions at that point in time.
Eric in Nashville wants to talk quarterbacks. What's up, Eric?
Hey, guys. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. A couple of things, because I know we're close to top of the hour. As far as Caleb Williams, guys, it's going to be interesting losing DJ Moore. And didn't his center retire?
Yes, Drew Dahlman is out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the tougher schedule, so it's going to be interesting to see how he does. Guys, I agree with you, Lamar Jackson. He definitely should be ahead of Joe Burrow. We can debate about whether or not he should be ahead of Matthew Stafford, and all that, but I definitely believe we should be ahead of Joe Burrow because I think we love him so much and everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to talk about 2 other quarterbacks because you've already gotten the one. You may get this other one later. Justin Herbert, guys, I think we give him too much love.
Yes.
Because now he's, of course, got Jim Harbaugh, and I got Mike McDaniel and said, he's going to be great. He still has never won a playoff game. Heard somebody would mention at best in MVP voting he was 9th. He's got to start winning playoff games because I'm kind of out on him until he starts winning playoff games. Supposedly got all the defense, best offensive line. He got to start winning playoffs. And other guys, you haven't mentioned him yet, but you may mention him too. Jalen Hurts, I heard he was 17th, and when I heard he was 17th, that shocked me. At worst, he should be still at least in the top 15. Yeah. And I know he's had all the offensive coordinators, which doesn't help. The 2 best offensive coordinators, Shane Steichen and Kellen Moore, helped him get the Super Bowl where he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. And everybody says if he doesn't step up this year, he could be gone. But I think some of it, too, is Nick Sirianni's the head coach, which I've said this, guys. I don't think the guy's that great of a coach. And to me, if Jalen Hurts is out, I think Sirianni's gone, too. But I think they've got to help the offense and try and help with the running game with Saquon Barkley, and this is going to be interesting. I'm thinking he's going to have a good year, but we'll see, guys. As always, it's a pleasure to talk to you. Y'all guys take care.
Same to you, Eric, man. Stay cool this summer.
Man, Eric's such a seasoned caller. He knows what the breaks are.
Man, that's my guy. I mess with Eric a long way.
I don't know. I think Justin Herbert, actually, the pendulum has now swung the other direction to where we now, I think, actually give him too much grief.
You think?
I think Justin Herbert's in the right spot here.
Justin, to me, has got to get over the hump, and he's in the worst division to do it right now.
Sure, but a lot of these guys do.
I know, but I feel like he's on the same pathway that Phillip Rivers was. He's in
that
an era.
I agree with. Yeah, that I agree with.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know what it's going to take for him to get to the next step, but he's forever going to be exalted as one of the top 10s.
615-737-1045 is our number. Hour 2 coming up. Tell you what, last night's home run derby got off to a rocky start, but then it delivered. We'll talk about it coming up next. Hey, it's Will Bowling. Is your home's air conditioning keeping up this summer? You might have learned the answer over the past couple of days and weeks with as hot as temperatures have been here in Middle Tennessee. Well, Lee Company has you covered. Lee Company's team of professional technicians will give your home's AC a tune-up, as well as seasonal cleaning and maintenance to help you stay ahead of the heat and humidity outside. Don't let that AC fail this summer. Head on over to leecompany.com to schedule your appointment today. Get that preventative maintenance if things are still working okay at the moment, because the worst thing is when you wake up or you get home from work and you realize that the cool air has not been in your house for hours. Takes a while to get everything cooled back down to that normal level. If you're like me and this time of year, you like things still cool around the house, make sure you head online to leecompany.com to schedule your appointment today. Don't let your AC fail this summer. Get to the pros over at Lee Company, online at leecompany.com. That's Lee Company, all you need.
7:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The first World Cup semifinal match is today as France will take on Spain at AT&T Stadium in Arlington with kickoff set for 2 p.m. on Fox. The two sides have met just once in the World Cup in their past, and France got the 3-1 win back in 2006 in the round of 16. But in this tournament, neither France nor Spain have trailed, and Spain has conceded just one goal across 6 matches. St. Louis Cardinals right fielder Jordan Walker rallied to win the home run derby last night in his first derby appearance. He also takes home the $1 million prize money. Walker spoiled Phillies' Kyle Schwarber's party. Walker bested Schwarber 12-11 in a dramatic final round to win, in which Walker hit 6 straight home runs to secure the win. Coming up tonight, the MLB All-Star Week continues in Philadelphia with the All-Star Game at 7 p.m. on Fox. Phillies pitcher Christopher Sanchez gets the start for the National League, and for the American League side, Blue Jays ace Dylan Cease gets the start. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans involves. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into hour number 2. Ramon and Will on 104.5 The Zone. Streaming live on Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. 615-737-1045. The home run derby is always a big topic of discussion because I think, Ramon, it lends itself to so much nostalgia in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Major League Baseball does All-Star Game and All-Star Week better than anybody now, and yet still it could usually be better.
Always.
Last night, I had written in our Google Doc of things that we talk about on the show. The home run derby was terrible. And then it became very unterrible.
Yes, it did.
Then Kyle Schwarber, who is a Philadelphia Philly, had a battle with Jordan Walker of the St. Louis Cardinals. This thing got very fun last night. I know you were tuned in for some of it.
Yeah.
Rocky start, ended up sticking the landing. The format worked, and I was very surprised to see it work as well as it did. $1 million to Jordan Walker, more than his salary for 2026.
Big time, man. That's huge because, again, baseball's got so many different levels to get to that point to where you're making a Shohei Ohtani type of money right there. And Jordan Walker, I think, winning it brings that awareness. I think Schwarber's a high dollar guy already in his career.
He is. World Series champion, Kyle Schwarber.
See what I'm saying?
2016 with the Cubs.
And the hometown boy on this one, too. By the way, Bryce Harper didn't seem like he was very much interested at all in this.
He's very nonchalant.
Yeah, that's true. He's got that type of
just
demeanor.
Nonchalant, relaxed guy.
Go about his way type of guy. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But at least they had some type of representation. By the way, if you did not see it, Jordan Walker won this on the walk-off with 1 out, or 1 swing remaining.
Look, the format couldn't have worked better for what Major League Baseball wanted.
Yes.
Basically, they had it to where you had, I believe it was 20 swings.
20 swings, yeah.
And that's all you got.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I don't like is you get less home runs within that, and it's shorter. But also it does create more suspense. If you've got 3 swings left, you got to hit 3 home runs to stay alive. The drama builds.
Yeah.
So the format worked.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it worked, but it worked.
And I love the matchup in the end, though, too. You had a St. Louis Cardinal pretty much bottom batter waiting to beat the hometown boy and Kyle Schwarber. I thought it was super unique. Jeff Passan, who's a huge baseball. Passan? Is it Passan?
Jeff Passan.
Jeff Passan is a guy that is a huge commentator on MLB baseball in general.
He's the Schefter of MLB.
Yes, he is. And he brings up a great point. He was just like, Walker walked into the most hellacious den in baseball, full of obscenities and vitriol from 43,863 fans rooting against him because Schwarber was in it, and he stood tall. Like, that in itself was cinema too, Will. Enjoying the fact that he became the enemy and the excitement of the moment still rocked out as that crowd was super excited on watching him with 1 swing left beat the hometown guy in Kyle Schwarber, man. Amazing format at the end, as you said, and just the fact that you have a guy and Jordan Walker who can walk away with $1 million. Tough.
$1 million, his prize for winning the home run derby. His salary for this season is $799,000.
Man, listen to some of these NBA players. He'll be broke within a year.
Man, that's what some players that are not even 25 yet are making per day in the NBA.
No doubt.
And he's making it over the course of a season where he won the home run derby. And it's very good, too. I mean, Cardinals have been one of the surprises of the season this year in Major League Baseball. Unfortunately, I've seen them 2 more times in Nashville than what I wanted because Fox chose them and the Cubs over a Braves game twice, which, again, is ridiculous. No, it happened again. Happened on July 4th. Yeah, Fox, we want to watch the Braves. This is a Brave city. I don't want to watch Cubs Cardinals. I don't care. Don't care. And thousands of other people feel the way I do about that.
I know you do. You're right.
OptaStats on Twitter says Jordan Walker is the first non-rookie to win the home run derby after never having hit at least 20 homers in a season entering the year they won the derby. Pretty incredible what he was able to do. So the broadcast value of this, that was where things got better. But Netflix, trying to basically have a comedy show while this is happening, didn't really land. All I want to hear is Chris Berman saying, back, 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 back. And that's all I need. I need one word.
It was some dryness on it.
And then the different camera angles.
Yeah.
We were doing I felt like I was a mole in the dirt watching swings, like literally, like a mole, like the animal. Yeah. Right in front of the plate. I want to see the pitch. I want to see whoever the thrower is throw the ball. Then I want to see the ball go into the air. And then I want to see it zoomed correctly to show where the ball's going. They were zoomed in way too much early in this. I think you could tell Netflix had people doing this that weren't used to doing A, a home run derby, or B, baseball in general, zoomed way far too in on the ball. Where you couldn't tell where the ball was going. So you kept thinking the ball was going to go 450 feet, and then it would just land in a glove of an outfielder in the outfield, like 50 feet short of the wall. I had no idea. It got a little bit better, I think, as it went. I wasn't tuned in for much of it. I'm catching up on Marvel stuff before the new Spider-Man movie comes out in 2.5 weeks, candidly. But I thought Netflix wasn't great on this last thing.
I thought it was fine. I will say this too. I was listening to the echoes of the commentators of this as they was narrating it. I thought they were excited. I felt like they felt the energy of the stadium
when they were locked in on the baseball. Yeah, it was great.
Absolutely. When they locked in, and that's when I really caught it for the most part. When they locked in on the baseball, they were super excited about it too. And I think the crowd, it being in Philly, we know how that fan base is in general. They leaned into everything. I didn't see a single male adult snatch a baseball away from a kid. That was real good. We're doing better,
Good.
America.
Good.
We're doing better, America, with that side of it. But I will give it to baseball, though. I know they're about to run into a friggin' work stoppage like crazy, which is insane to me because I know
likely.
The fandom is up. The interest in baseball is up as well. The talent is elite. You have really good Americans in it. You got really good international players that are in it as well. I think baseball is in a very fun state. With that being said, they did a really good job, too, with the merch. The big gloves that they had in the crowd, I thought was really good. I thought the way they had the kids on the field, which they always do, was pretty elite. And I did think, Les, you brought it up as well, at the end, it got very exciting. And I hate that the hometown guy didn't win because that crowd would have probably ran on the field. But that's what you want. May the best man win in them situations.
It is weird, though. It really changes the calendar of the baseball season. Like, it was kind of weird for me last night watching that happen in July. I don't mean the home run derby. I mean the Phillies losing at home like that in front of their fans and disappointing them all. Usually that happens in October. 615-737-1045 is our number. Knowns and unknowns. What do we know and not know about the Tennessee Titans defense entering the new season? We'll talk about that next. If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it. You don't have to. but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. Hey, it's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn-out process, and listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. So call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low-rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. That's online at loanpronto.com. See how much you can get right now. 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 or online at loanpronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Continuing our knowns and unknowns series as we get ready for Training Camp 2026 in Tennessee. Ramon and Will, Ramon Foster, Will Bowling at Ramon and Will on Twitter, 615-737-1045. Going to look at the Titans defense. What we know and what we don't know about Robert Saleh's first defense in year one as the head coach here in Nashville. But first, we go to the phone where Jay is in Spring Hill. What's up, Jay? Good morning.
Good morning, Jay.
Hey, good morning. I say family. So Will, I had to share this with you. I was listening about your spelling bee. So I was I say the word nerd, but I was kind of like you. I love spelling bees and getting in that competition. And this is like late 70s, early 80s. And I got stumped on a word, and I'll never forget it because I got stumped. And these are the days they never gave you a definition or told you a verb, noun, or anything. But they just said the word aisle.
Aisle.
Yeah. And I don't know, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, something of that nature. And the only thing popped in my head was, like I-S-L-E.
Fair.
And that was incorrect, but it ended up being A-I-S-L-E. So, but again, they didn't give words or sentences in that nature. But anyway, I thought about you when you said that, and I was like, yeah, another memory coming back. But two, I was going to let you know for people who, I guess, bought seats in the new stadium, we got invoiced yesterday for our season tickets in the new stadium for 2027. So a little sticker shock there, wanting them so early before we've even played a game in 2026.
Well,
Gotcha. Okay.
That time of the
Thank
year.
you, Jay.
You say that, Jay, but my son's tuition is about to be debited out of my account soon, too. So it's that time of the year where second quarter of the year they start collecting. I hate that for you, though. Well, games are right around the corner, though, Jay.
That's right.
Yeah, well, and they're collecting for the if you did the PSL, they're collecting quarterly on that. So now you got quarterly PSLs and then monthly, however you choose for the season ticket.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Thank you, Jay.
all right, guys. Y'all
Appreciate the call.
ISLE.
Yep.
Wow.
First of all, that's crazy that they didn't tell you in a sentence which aisle, because you technically were right.
You were right. He should protest. He's still at this point.
30 years later.
Yeah.
But no, the invoice thing, I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
It does.
Doesn't surprise me.
It does.
Yeah. I imagine there are a lot of different plans and different ways that you can pay that off over time and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's probably just, again, a reminder of how close we are. That building's going to be open in really not too long.
I heard a little bit of 3HL yesterday. They were talking about it
it's
February.
Yeah.
The keys are in hand.
Yeah.
We're talking about first events.
We're talking about winter. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys have ridden by it recently, but it seems to me that the glass up top is going in. They still got scaffolding
Doing
all
the
the way
roof.
around.
Yep.
The roof is going in.
I know there were goals of that being done, I believe, around Thanksgiving. And, I mean, every update that I've heard has been positive, and they've had, I think, solid enough weather to go through. Like, they're crushing it over there.
They really are. So
It looks really good.
I'm excited to see what the end game is going to look like but I'm not sure if they're ahead of schedule or what, but most definitely it looks good now.
It looks great. Absolutely, it looks great. Ramon, what is the biggest known? What do we know about the Titans defense? Multiple things. You can go a number of different directions in this, but where do you begin on what we know about the Titans defense entering this season?
The interior, I'll just keep it to the interior defensive line. The interior defensive line, I think, is going to be one of the best units in the NFL. Has the opportunity to be one of the best units in the NFL with the talent, the veteran side of it, and just the rotation that they'll end up working with. The way I said, starting with Jeff, of course, John Franklin Meyer being a part of it. We forget at times. I feel like Solomon Thomas is in this conversation and equation as well. This group, to me, I think will lead the way in just the penetration side of this defense with the new and improved. I think Jeff Simmons even more so. Will set the tone for this team. Jackie Marshall being a young guy, they got a good bit of older guys and youth that's going to be sustainable throughout the duration of this season. I like that side of this defense.
I think you have to start there on the whole team.
Yeah.
I think if we were picking offense and defense together, can we say the thing we know the most about this team is that the defensive line is its strength?
Yeah. Most definitely.
I mean, had 18 and a half combined sacks last season from John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons. You bring in Keldrick Falk with a first-round draft pick, and he kind of counts as a defensive lineman and as an edge rusher for the extent of the kind of role he's going to play. Solomon Thomas is solid depth. Jordan Elliott is a player that's played in this system. You mentioned Jackie Marshall. They are deep. They are. On the defensive line.
They are. And if you really, the way this rotation can work, you got guys that have been brought in free agency that's on the edge a little bit as well, like Jacob Martin being a part of, Jermaine Johnson. Like, these guys will rotate in and out and just be chaotic. I know I said interior, but you can't mention one without mentioning the other because John Franklin Myers can play on the outside. You can put Jeff at DN as well. Like, think about the matchups that you have for this group. I think, and you brought that up a second ago, but this is the strength of this team. This will force the offensive line, in my personal opinion, on a challenge basis, to answer the bell every single day. I don't think there's a day off or a wave of guys you can just say to yourself, we got breathing room. No.
Well, and to that point, I mean, there is a world where the offensive line struggles in camp, and it might just be because the defensive line is really good.
Yeah. We're going to have that discussion. Most definitely.
I think we can have that caveat to it of, well, all right, but hang on a minute. Joint practices may tell us just as much, if not more, than your practices against your own team because of, I think, how much of a strength this defensive line is.
Yeah.
So let's see how the one-on-ones go and the team periods go and the move-the-ball periods go against Chicago and San Francisco, like against the preseason opponents as much as it is against your own team in camp.
Yeah, Aaron Whitecotton has his hands filled with trying to figure out this rotation and when he's going to put them in. Because if it is as quick of a rotation that Robert Saleh's defense has been in year past, guys are going to be fresh. And it's a matter of who you put in the game in big moments, either stop the run or either get after the passer at that point in time. I believe in this group as far as being a stop the run on the way to the quarterback group. That's the way I view them.
And I think that's the other thing that we know about this defense. That was my other one that I had was they have potential. They have the potential to be an above average run defense.
Yeah.
Last season, they were average against the run. They were 15th in yards per attempt against last season. Kind of flies under the radar a little bit, to be honest with you, because they gave up some big runs and some inopportune moments. But considering the amount of run plays they saw, and unfortunately teams running out the clock against them in the fourth quarter, when you divide that in terms of yards per attempt, they were actually okay against the run last season defensively.
Yeah.
Could they have been better? Absolutely. But statistics aren't everything. But again, the box score tells you they were 15th in yards per attempt allowed last season.
For sure.
I think that gets better when you put Keldrick Falk on the field more, because I think day one, Keldrick Falk is a good plus run stopper for the position he's going to play.
I just think based on size of what he is.
Exactly.
I think people are surprised at his, like, how big of an athlete he is.
Because I think, too, you have on early downs John Franklin Myers who can play on the edge, Keldrick Falk who can play on the edge, who might move inside to have more speed to rush the passer on third downs. But again, that only helps you in stopping the run when you have players like that that are setting edges to create clearer lanes and pathways for your linebackers and your safeties to get downhill and stop the run. So I think that's where it's a little bit less of a known commodity than the overall pass rush ability of your defensive line, but I think they have potential to be an above average run defense this year.
I do. I got I guess a group that can help back that up, and I got to take on them is this. I do think the tandem of Cedric Gray and Cody Barton could be one of the best inside linebacker tandems in the NFL.
Ooh, wow.
Just based on
that's high
line, just the defense, just time on task. Shout out to Coach Mack. You would hope a better Cedric Gray that answered the call last year. Now I know they were getting a ton of tackles on a defense that was a little bit porous at times, but here's the thing. He knows how to go get the ball. He knows how to seek out the runner. He knows how to get people down. You have the role that Cody Barton's playing, and we hadn't even mentioned Anthony Hill at this point in time. But Cody, to me, seems like this. I'll be slow to write off of Cody Barton in this defense simply because he's the type of guy, in my opinion, and watching him, that if you challenge him, he answers it. And I feel like last year, he answered the challenge and how he played and his consistency and the level of what he was being asked to do. With the speed and quickness that Cedric has, his ability to get downhill, and how Cody is efficient enough in space, this tandem can be good. And if not, you can at some point start to incorporate Anthony Hill into it as well. I like this group, though.
You're a little more confident on them than I am.
Yeah.
How much of that is just because of the system and because of Saleh?
That's why.
Yeah.
They should
fair.
be able to roam. And you got to consider that at that position. A good linebacker, if Fred Warner's got a real good defensive line in front of him, and if we think the D-line is solid and these guys can make plays, and they have on the bad side of this, I would expect them to be part of the conversation at some point about the tandem that they are.
I'll stop short of saying names to the duo because I think that you essentially have three guys splitting two roles.
Understood.
Because I think Anthony Hill Jr. has a bigger part in the defense sooner rather than later, to where I'm not going to say it's just Cody Barton and Cedric Gray that end up making that linebacker duo. I think those three, plus maybe Amu Diabate even in there as well. For sure. End up making up a lot of contributions from that linebacker room. It's more of an unknown for me personally, because the question I have is, do they have that coverage linebacker and that guy that can defend in space that this defense needs? Especially if you're going to have three linebackers on the field, a little bit more maybe than some other defenses who are in a base 3-4. Right. How does that third linebacker operate covering a lot more grass than maybe they were asked to a season ago? We know that's not Cedric Gray's game. Mm-hmm. Cedric Gray's game is getting downhill, being a thumper, being a run stopper, and that's great. That's fine. For this defense, he filled up the stat sheet last year. He didn't miss a ton of tackles. There is a space for that in this defense. But how quickly can Anthony Hill Jr. start to take over some of the coverage responsibilities from Cody Barton?
Yeah.
Or does Cody Barton hold on to more of that? Is a linebacker-friendly scheme and system and defense more set up for Cody Barton to have a bigger season this year? I don't know the answer to that yet. That's more of an unknown for me.
Yeah, I get that.
I do think, though, that this can be a league average or above average defense as a whole. Because I think, again, everything starts up front. The question then, and where I switch to the unknowns, is do they have the high-end pass rush ability that can take advantage of the interior pressure that they get? Simply put, do they have the speed rushers they need to finish sacks and get quarterbacks on the ground? That's what I don't have an answer to.
Yeah.
We know Jeffrey Simmons is going to fill up the stat sheet as long as he's healthy and out there, and we'll knock on wood and hope that you get a healthy Jeff for 17 games this year. It'd be great. Mm-hmm. Him and John Franklin Myers, I think, have a chance to be one of the best interior pass rush duos in this league. Yeah. That I think I'm comfortable saying. I mean, again, they combined for 18.5 sacks last year. But outside of that, who benefits, or do the edge rushers benefit from just running the quarterback into their laps from the interior to the outside? Meaning, does Jermaine Johnson have a career season playing next to Jeffrey Simmons and John Franklin Myers? Does Femi Oladejo take another step forward and look more like the second-round talent that the Titans took him with in 2025? Does Jacob Martin continue to build off of his career-high season? He had 5.5 sacks last year in Washington. He's not an empty chair in what he can bring into the defense. Are there other guys who benefit from being on the edge? Keldrick Falk, does he flash more as a pass rusher? Again, because he's playing next to Jeffrey Simmons and John Franklin Myers. I was of the opinion that I didn't think pass rush was as big of a need as many other people did in the first round of the NFL draft, because I think there are a lot of guys that can play next to Jeff and be good. I think there are a lot of guys that Jeff is going to get the interior pressure and just flush guys out of the pocket into an edge rusher who's just sitting there waiting. Who doesn't have to get upfield as much because they're playing next to Jeffrey Simmons. Mm-hmm. But do they have the high-end ability to go up against some of the really good tackles in the NFL and win one-on-one with speed on the edge and set those edges against mobile quarterbacks who are just going to be trying to get out of the pocket and run away from Jeff and JFM? That's the thing I don't know yet. Can you finish sacks that Franklin Myers and Simmons are starting?
Facts. I'll give you that.
What else do you got in terms of unknowns for the defense?
Unknowns.
Yeah.
Ooh. And it's not a lot. It's two players. I think the light side of my unknown is what happens to the young rushers. You mentioned Femi made me think of
same thing, right?
What happens with Femi? What happens with Jalen Harrell? Like there's a lot of veteran presence that's come into this roster this year with a guy like Jacob Martin, Jermaine Johnson. Where are the reps going to go? Can Femi hit the ground running? Literally with what we think was a lower body injury it was last year. Like, where is he at? Where's Jalen Harrell in this conversation? Just the young homegrown guys. Will they take that next step? There's a lot of eyes on Femi Oladejo, most definitely. Can he take that next step to be a rusher? And that's on the light side for me. The other one, I might be a little bit of a hot take guy on this one.
Okay.
What do you do at safety?
I don't think that's a hot take at all.
Is Armani
lukewarm take?
Is Armani in a spot to where he makes a bounce back year? This is year 8 for Armani Hooker.
Armani Hooker was drafted in 2019.
Yeah, I think this is 8 years for him now coming into it. Will he take the next step, or will you see Kevin Winston Jr. and Tony Adams be incorporated into this more? Will he get back to old form of what he was? And here's the thing. Last year was a rough season. He had to cover up a lot.
It was.
He ended up going to IR the latter part of the season. It's probably just for his safety and just where the team was at the point in time as well. But they got a good cluster of safeties with this group, and one of them that's played in the system somewhat in Tony Adams. I'm not going to overlook him at all when it comes down to training camp, what Kevin Winston Jr. does at this position as well. And it's a couple other hot spots as far as the secondary goes, but I'm looking at the safeties and saying to yourself, where are the reps going to be delegated, and when and what version of Amani will we get? It wasn't a drop-off. It's just one of those, hey, Amani,
last year,
he needs you. You know, like according to PFF, it was.
It was a drop-off.
It was a drop-off.
He was never on IR either.
He ended the season.
No,
Amani didn't go to IR, the report?
He just missed one game against Jacksonville week 18.
Thought he did. That's on me.
8 pass breakups, 1 sack, 16 games and starts for Amani Hooker last season.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a really big one, to be honest with you. I don't think that's a hot take at all. They're still a little light and inexperienced at safety. Kevin Winston Jr. has a big second year ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
They love him. They really do.
That's what I'm saying.
There are high expectations for Kevin Winston Jr., and for good reason. They still feel like he was a steal for where they got him. Bit by the injury bug last season, coming off a torn ACL. I think there's understandably an amount of patience that you had with him last year. But this year we need to see more. Yeah. Tony Adams is a really important player for this defense.
Yes, he is.
That was the most under-the-radar signing that they made of a player that I think starts and plays a lot of snaps this year. And so, yeah, does Amani Hooker have a bounce-back season? He was ranked as PFF's 85th best safety out of 98 last season.
Mm-hmm.
I think the big question, though, in coverage is, can Alante Taylor and Cordell Flott sustain the really good seasons they had for different teams last year?
Please. Because that's the fan base is going to be highly upset if that's not the case.
I think it's the biggest non-offensive line, non-quarterback question about this team. Are you now set at corner because you went and spent a lot of money at corner? Yeah. Alante Taylor is coming off a great season with the Saints where he played inside. But if you'll remember what Seth Walder wrote at ESPN.com when he called that his least favorite signing of the offseason for the Titans, the Alante Taylor signing. He was coming off 2 straight seasons where he was allowing 1.6 yards per coverage snap, which is far higher than average.
Yeah.
He got better last season because, in part, he was playing nickel. He was playing inside a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
He is a big play defensive guy. He's always going to fill up the stat sheet in pass breakups. He is very aggressive in coverage, but that also leaves you beat. It also gets you beat at times when you are over-eager and over-aggressive. And that's a gamble you take at the cornerback position, not being overly critical. But it does bring up the question, can he play at that level again as an outside corner? And sometimes probably covering teams wide receiver ones.
Sure.
It's a major question. And I think the same can be made for Cordell Flott, who had not had as much of kind of a flash-in-the-pan season last year. He had sustained a little bit better over time, but still got paid a lot of money to be, on any given Sunday, cornerback 1 or cornerback 2. Yeah. And that's one of the other questions. Who guards wide receiver 1?
Guards wide receiver 1.
Who's covering Nico Collins?
Yeah. Or how do they keep everything in front of them to whereas, I think it was Buck, I'm sure they were speaking about it, Buck and Burt last week, just speaking about them liking long corners because you're going to give up some space. I might have been Blaine. You're going to give up some space.
No, they do like long corners, yeah.
Yeah, when you give up some space, you got to be able to get in front of them and get them down on the ground. It's not just like you're just mirroring guys play for play. So how do they go about stop and bending, but don't break. It might be the conversation we end up having this fall about the secondary side of things, keeping things in front of them, because so much is based upon the front seven, creating chaos and getting the quarterback off his spot and them having opportunities to either pick the ball because the quarterback eyes are in a different place, or that the DBs are good enough to break and get in front of the ball at times too. I want to see how they go about employing these guys to run this defense. And the other part, the strength that we brought up, how efficiently and consistently can this defensive line get in the backfield? Mm-hmm. Because we can speak about what we think is going to be. These guys still got to go complete that task of getting to the quarterback or at least flushing them out.
Right. And in theory, your corners don't have as difficult of a job because of how good your front is supposed to be.
Yeah.
If you have the ability to rush 4 and drop 7,
Mm-hmm.
and blitz less often, you are leaving your corners on less islands, and you have numbers. I mean, you're playing 7 versus 5.
Yeah.
DBs versus wide receivers. So in theory, that should also help Cordell Flott and Alontae Taylor. And another big question, Marcus Harris at nickel as a first-year starter who did not start as much last season. In theory, it should help him.
Yeah, it should.
Rush and coverage work together.
Femi, though, might be the biggest question. I said it was light. No, that was probably heavier than the safety conversations. I feel like there are answers at safety.
I don't know.
Well,
Jermaine Johnson at edge. I mean, there are more answers at edge. So I think the question then becomes, does Femi get buried by the depth at edge?
and that's my point. Like, he's
Sure.
a second rounder last year.
Right.
He got to go immediately.
Yeah.
At a position
That's
that he's
true.
learning.
It feels like a little bit of a defining moment for him.
Like, I'm not saying like he's going to be bad. It's the question of how good can he be, because we hadn't seen that yet. There's
There's a higher bar for him to reach as a middle of the second round pick, for sure. Really kind of the one member of that class last year, other than Jackson Slater, we didn't see a ton of flashes from. And to be fair, Femi was starting to round a corner a little bit when he got hurt and was really starting to come more along as a run stopper.
He was.
But when you pick an edge rusher in the second round, it comes with a certain level of expectation of affecting the quarterback and being that speed rusher to get after the quarterback. Always was going to have a longer learning curve, considering he started playing edge rusher 4 weeks into his last season in college, and that's to be, understood. But
Right.
it's time.
It is.
It's time to see more.
It is.
615-737-1045. How confident are you in the Titans defense? We'll get to your calls and thoughts on that coming up next. If you are buying or selling in the Nashville real estate market, you need that local agent with years of experience serving Middle Tennessee. When Steven set out to buy one home and sell another, he wanted a team he could trust to get every detail right. He found that with Bernie Gallerani Real Estate. What's going on? It's Will Bowling. When Steven was weighing his options, the team helped him carefully assess the pros and cons of each property. They handle the little things and the little thoughts that come within that process. And when it came time to sell, his home was listed correctly the very first time. No problems, no errors, just a professional job done right. And through it all, Bernie Gallerani Real Estate kept Steven informed every step of the way, making sure he had everything he needed all the way to closing. Honest, professional, and genuinely great people to work with. If you're buying, selling, or juggling both, trust the team that gets it right the first time. You can head online to BernieGallerani.com to learn more about Bernie and his team, or call him directly on his cell phone at 615-428-2644. He guarantees to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it. That's 615-428-2644. Bernie Gallerani Real Estate, online at BernieGallerani.com. Wrapping up hour number 2, first half of the show on Ramon and Will. Austin Price on deck coming up in a half hour, talking Vols. 8 days away from David Gabriel George's decision day and 6 days away from Tennessee making the rounds at SEC Media Days. How about that?
Let's go.
Already here, talking season. As we wrap up our Titans defense discussion and look at the biggest question marks and confident statements we could make about the defense, Ramon, I still feel like even with a side of the football that has potential to be pretty good, I do still have more questions than I do answers. Is that fair to say about this defense right now?
Yeah, it is, because it's all new. And I think that's the right way to do the job. We can't be projecting, because I don't know if Robert Saleh is going to bring, or if he has the personnel that he absolutely wants, or is it better than what he had in San Francisco?
Right.
Having known him as a play caller or somebody that, with this DNA of this defense, you are in a position where it's very optimistic, but we don't know what it's going to look like. Like, you got one of the best D tackles, if not the best D tackle in the NFL. They were able to go out and get some veteran guys to help bring along this defense quicker than I think you'd expect in these type of situations. But you know how this goes as well. And this is where it goes to the other side of the ball. And Brian Dable, a good defense is usually on the side, on the sideline, right? And if they're out there for long amounts of times like they were last year, they will deteriorate. There will be an issue in which the defense will run into injuries if they can't stay off the field as long as they can, or be good on situational football moments. The turnover factor for this team, too. What is that going to look like for the defense? Will they be able to get their hands on balls and turn the football over and make an emphasis of being one of those types of defenses? I have questions just as much as you do on that side of it. We can speak about how good Jeff is, but here's the other side. If Jeff's getting double teamed and nobody else is winning on the other side of opposite of him, that becomes very problematic. So, yeah, I do want to see how situationally Robert Saleh and Gus Bradley are going to set Jeff up, John Franklin Meyer, Jermaine Johnson. If the linebackers are going to be able to blitz and get home off the edge, the secondary issues too. Like, yeah, we can keep going on it, but you look at the cast of characters and you say to yourself, like, for instance, we saw that. I saw somebody in our YouTube chat say it's like Flock could be one of those ascending DBs.
You need him to be, yeah.
And this could be the year that he really becomes a lockdown type of guy, and it might not end up being Alontae. Alontae might be better suited being in the slot, playing outside sporadically.
I think that's more likely to happen. I think Cordell Flott's your number one corner.
I mean, legitimately, like, this could go. Josh Williams, the cornerback from Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Does he step onto the field and allow Alontae to be in that role more so of a blitzing close to the line of scrimmage guy? Because if that is his game, especially if Amani Hooker takes that next step too, all of this is projecting. But at the same time, this defense historically under Saleh, and especially with Gus Bradley helping being a brain trust as well, there is a fair expectation that they should be able to draw this up, scheme it, and ask their guys and teach their guys to execute it. That's the same thing we brought up yesterday as far as the strengths of the offense. Brian Dable's offensive coordinator for this team. The competency that he has is through the roof.
Yeah.
That same expectation should be on the defensive side of the ball as well, where if we can't outman you, with the brain trust and the experience that Gus Bradley and Saleh have in the NFL, they should be able to scheme it up.
I think the thing that gives me optimism is just how good that they could be up front. So the thing is that we may have more questions than we do answers.
Right.
But if one of those answers is so good, and the thing that we know ends up being elite, the duo of John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons, then that answers a lot of questions.
It does.
Because all of a sudden you're asking less of your linebackers in coverage, you're asking less of your corners, you're asking less of your safeties. You can play more 7 in coverage and just 4 rushing. And there are a lot of defensive coordinators that can draw up a lot of good things and can have a lot of success when you have the 2 interior rushers that this team has.
Right.
That's the thing that gives me hope. I think this can be a pretty good defense. But it hinges on John Franklin Myers and Jeffrey Simmons being healthy and being what they've been over their careers. Monsters.
Mm-hmm. I love how this is transitioned as well, though, too, where these guys help it.
Coming up, France, Spain today. We'll tell you what to know next. Hour number 3 of the program, second half of the show here already on Ramon and Will. 615-737-1045. How you join us? Ramon Foster, the 11-year NFL vet and Titans radio analyst in the building. Justin Hawkins, our producer. Myself, Will Bowling. Austin Price will stop by coming up here in just about 20 minutes for the latest on David Gabriel Georges as the biggest recruitment in recent memory for Tennessee in the state of Tennessee comes down to the wire. Today, you can join me to watch a little bit of soccer. And there's only 4 games left of the World Cup, so we got to enjoy every minute of the World Cup semifinals. France versus Spain today, starting at 2. I'm going to be hanging out at Neighbors in Franklin, starting at 1 o'clock. Looking forward to being there. Hope you'll join us. Take a lunch break. Grab a cold beverage. Maybe bring your laptop if you can work from home. Just work from Neighbors in Franklin. Come watch some World Cup soccer today. Going to be a good time. And this game might just be the World Cup final.
This
semifinal.
Okay.
I think the winner of this game wins the World Cup. Interesting matchup. Spain has allowed 1 goal in this entire tournament. And it was in their last match, a 2-1 victory over Belgium. That being said, they have struggled to create a ton of opportunities and a ton of chances in front of goal. They've conceded 1 goal. They have allowed, Ramon, 7 shots on target. 7 shots on target. If they had just allowed 7 goals at this point of the tournament, that wouldn't be that big of a surprise or even that bad. But they've allowed 7 shots on target so far.
Hold on, break that. What does that actually mean?
A shot on the goal.
Okay.
At the goalie that has to be saved.
I got you.
Or that goes in. Okay. So just a shot on.
So they're playing
literally
good
what
defense.
it means. Shot on target. Playing great defense.
Great defense is what they're saying.
Spain controls games with possession and with the ball. They have a very good midfield. The Spanish style of football, Spanish soccer, is fun to watch. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's pretty. It's fluid passing movements. It's guys that can dribble past defenders. It's fun to watch.
Okay.
But what does that mean for a French squad that has the individual quality in the final third and maybe the 2 best attacking players in the world right now, in Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele, who at any moment can take that possession, take the ball, sprint the other direction, and they don't need much possession or much time on the ball to score. How much of the possession does France want to have? Do they take the pressure to Spain and try to win possession themselves and dictate the pace of play? I think it's a really interesting matchup, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if France is okay with Spain having the ball, sitting back a little bit and trying to play a little bit more of a transition game, something that is pretty uncommon for them as well, because there are not many teams that Spain would be okay with having possession, because typically as many attacking options as France has, teams are going to let France have it and just sit back and defend. So interesting mix of styles, and I'm curious to see how this game plays out today.
And Spain's good enough to defend what France is presenting to them as well as what you're getting
and
at.
Spain's good enough to defend everyone the way they're playing.
Are they a little bit more aggressive then? Or they
No, well, yes and no.
What's aggressive, I guess, is the question. That how aggressive?
They're more patient in possession. They hold more of the ball. They just don't give up really much of anything. And they have really good defensive players as well.
Okay. What does I've seen as of late, what is his Lamine Yamal?
Lamine Yamal.
Is he that good?
Yes.
I've seen a lot of publicity and marketing for him as of late, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I've heard you bring him up, and I know Lucas has as well, because the name is super unique.
So,
one of them superstar names, I feel.
I'm probably a little bit more in the minority on Lamine Yamal. I want to pump the brakes a little bit on his production so far. So what I mean by that is, he's 19. He turned 19 yesterday.
Did he really?
And he's phenomenal. He had 27 goal contributions in Spain last year. Helped Barcelona. I have to say it this way because Peyton hates it when I do this, and it's very funny to me. Barcelona. Gonna use the local dialect. He's helped Barcelona See, it sounds weird, doesn't it? Win the Premier, not the equivalent of the Premier League, the Spanish La Liga this past season for Barcelona. He's done that the past 2 seasons. He is next up. He's the next big thing. He's also kind of arrived already. He did help Spain win the European Championship 2 years ago as well. That's kind of when he arrived on the international stage. Okay. For me, his overall production doesn't really match the level of hype that he gets, to be honest with you. Like, he's not, I mean,
it's not yet.
Simply put, he's kind of graded on a curve because doing what he's doing at his age is unbelievable.
Yeah, okay.
And so I don't want to take credit away from him. 16 goals, 11 assists this past season in Spain. That's really good. Mm-hmm. It's not top of the top elite level, but at 19, yeah, it is.
He's trending
level.
though.
At 18 to have 27 goal contributions at 18 years old, yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, gotcha.
And so, yeah, he is a very, very, very good player. That was his first double-digit goal season ever this past season. He's kind of viewed as the next huge thing in this sport. He is, I mean, when he was a baby, he did a photo shoot with Lionel Messi, where Lionel Messi, I'm not kidding, Lionel Messi held him in his hands, like held him in his arms when he was a baby for a promotional photo shoot. And now he's playing for the same club, winning La Liga, and on this same stage as Lionel Messi's career is sunsetting.
So was this like they knew he was born a stud, or this is just by chance?
He wasn't even like a couple months old. Like, he was a literal baby. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
So for that reason, too, and again, he plays at Barcelona. He's at one of the 2 biggest clubs in the world.
No doubt.
2 biggest club teams in the world are Real Madrid and Barcelona. But there's no debate.
We bring all this up, but I mean, France got some crazy scores in this as well.
France has the best player in the world right now, Kylian Mbappe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the part of this where you say, Spain's defense is able to handle this, but this is legitimately like one of the best scorers of our generation right now who's in his prime, correct? Or ascending to his prime.
100%.
And Mbappe. And I'm interested, you mentioned the speed side of it too, like watching Mbappe on the field and just the entire France team, they move well. Mm-hmm. They sprint like they're friggin' DBs the entire time when they have to.
So for perspective on, again, the numbers part of this, in 2021, in his 4th season at PSG in France, Kylian Mbappe had 34 goal contributions, 27 goals, 7 assists. He has then had 30-plus goal contributions every season since then. And he did that for the first time when he was 21 years old at PSG in the 2020-21 season. Lamine Yamal is a bit more of a creator and facilitator.
Okay.
A bit less of a goal scorer, although he does have the ability to score goals. He's a bit more of a passer and creator. He had 11 assists this past year in Spain, albeit with some injury troubles that plagued him at the end of this past season as well. But Kylian Mbappe had 25 goals, 5 assists in a down year for Real Madrid this past season.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't win the league. And if you don't win the league, you fire your coach if you're Real Madrid and you kind of restart everything. And so they're, again, kind of in a new vision. But anyway, the best 2 attackers in the world at the club level for me right now play for France.
Okay.
Ousmane Dembele, who is the defending World Player of the Year, playing for PSG. They've won the Champions League 2 straight seasons. His numbers don't look as good because he doesn't have to play all of their games because the French league is so dominated by PSG that Ousmane Dembele and a lot of this French team is fresh because they didn't have to play as many games as a lot of the English players did who were playing in the Premier League, as a lot of the Spanish players in a closer team race between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Barcelona and Real Madrid. So the French team being as rested as it is and just being as complete as it is, I think France is the better team. I think France wins. But, man, this will be a fun game.
I'm seeing something
really fun
on
game.
ESPN. It says, Michel Olise?
Michael Olise. Yeah.
Has he outshined Mbappe in this?
No.
Okay. All right. That's a little clickbait. All right, I have to ask you.
Who's asking that?
This is on ESPN is what they're saying. For France at the World Cup is what it's asking.
Yeah,
I had to listen to the context of it as well.
In the world?
I do think it's very bold, and I think he should be this way, though, too. Lamine Yamal is out here. He said, too, if there's anybody that can stop France, it's us. I don't think that's trash talking. I think that's confidence in what they've been doing.
True, right?
Yeah. And I will be tuned into this one.
has Elise outshone Mbappe? Are you kidding me? Mbappe has 8 goals.
on the home page.
Michael Elise hasn't scored. He has
But he's got 5
assists.
assists.
Yeah, he's got 5 assists. He's been good.
He's got 5 assists.
What?
It's on there. It's ESPN's website. You know
Who wrote
this,
this?
Will. I wish we can pull the audio up raw right now just to see what it's actually saying. Because this is what they do this time of the year with this type of stuff.
I don't think this would be our good friend Bill Connolly who would say this, surely.
No, there is absolutely
Where is this?
no
Is this a video?
It's a video.
Okay, yeah, then no. It's
Now they're going to take us
the
to
ESPN FC crowd.
Probably
Yeah, it looks
so.
like it.
Now they're playing at
Ale Moreno and Shaka Hislop. Yeah, no, I'm good. And I'm sure, to be fair, their answer was also no, because, again, Kylian Mbappe might be the star of this entire tournament
Okay.
for any country, for any team.
Yeah,
So I'm excited. Interesting mix of styles. This is the only time ever that the top 4 ranked teams in the FIFA rankings make up the 4 teams in the semifinals.
The first time.
This is the first time ever that the top 4 seeds are the 4 teams that are left. Yeah.
Well, this is what we pay for. Well, we didn't pay for this. This is why this sport is what it is as well. But again, here's the other part. So you mentioned, I meant to bring this up when we talked about Lamine Yamal a second ago. You said at a very young age, and he's just now 19. He's still at a very young age.
He turned 19 yesterday. Yeah.
Like what we have, to your point, in DGG and
What a
the
segue.
young basketball players that we have coming out of America, the gap that they have on the United States or Americans in soccer is immense, because we're talking about a kid in Lamine Yamal that's just turned 19 that's contributing on the World Cup stage and has been doing it for now at this level for over a year. The timeline that they have for soccer and the attention that they pay to it is, I don't know what America's ceiling is when it comes down to the World Cup.
I don't know if
they're moving like this.
In our lifetimes, I don't know if we'll ever see an American player as talented as Lamine Yamal.
Right.
I'm not sure we will ever have that level of superstardom in soccer.
It's
No.
just different.
If we are going to make a run to a Final Four or to even a final in a men's World Cup, it's going to have to be being different and being more of a collective and more of a team, being what Switzerland was when they almost knocked out Argentina.
Sure.
Not being one superstar playing at the highest of the high level, leading the way. It's going to have to be defensive-minded, grind it out mentality, be the underdogs, and find a way.
For sure.
And to be fair, it can happen. Morocco made the last World Cup semifinal.
Sure.
Switzerland was a couple minutes away and maybe a really really harsh red card from doing that against Argentina and Messi over the weekend. Norway, a little bit different because they have Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard, who are 2 of the best players in the world at their positions.
Right.
Switzerland, though, is more our speed. That's more our tier of soccer. And they almost did it.
I got
They
you.
did. And they had a favorable run. It's going to take getting a favorable run, the ball bouncing our way, and probably winning some games and penalties. It can be done. But to your point, no. I don't think we'll ever have a player of Lamine Yamal's status or talent level unless really a generational player comes along.
And here's what I would say to add. So I don't want to diss our culture, but I don't know if we want it to be that much because we put our focus so much on football or basketball. And I know this is such a world sport, but like our thing is this. It's never started with it being soccer, and they have histories and generations of it compared to, and we got history and generations of people playing football.
It's a larger discussion about entry of payment and money that weeds out some of our best athletes. I think it's less about taking our best athletes to football. It's more about the cost of youth sports in this country being so great that it prevents a lot of really talented athletes from ever learning at young enough ages to be elite. Yeah. It's a larger discussion.
It is a bigger
For sure.
discussion. Yeah.
Here's your transition. How about this? Lamine Yamal has been training with the Spanish national team at Chattanooga, Baylor. That was the home base training site for the
Yes,
Spanish
it
national team during the World Cup. You know who else practices there?
Who?
David Gabriel Georges, who's going to announce his decision between Tennessee and Ohio State next week. And Austin Price joins us for the absolute latest after this. Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone continues at hour number 3 this morning. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, joined by our good friend Austin Price of VolQuest and On3, a week away from SEC Media Days. And more importantly, around this area of the country, a week away from David Gabriel George's Commitment Day. Austin, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. I knew going in that I would have to do at least 2 updates for you guys. But with the commitment time next Wednesday afternoon at 5:30, I'll have to do 2 updates before he announces when I do Josh and Swain over here in Knoxville as well. So, yay for me.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. This is honestly maybe, Austin, become the biggest weekly question we've had for you. Like, David Sanders was a big weekly question.
Sanders was worse, guys. He went all the way to August 18th. That was another month. If we had to go another month of this,
that's a good point.
I think I'd probably be like Eric Kane and dipping out. I'd be like,
wow. I was going to say we had Chaz Lanier, but that was only the portal. Sam Levitt was just portal. David Sanders. DGG, Austin, is the subject of discussion, as you know. What has the dialogue been like over the last week between Tennessee and him and his camp?
it remains great. Everything's been great. Tennessee and DGG have continued to have great dialogue, and I continue to feel like Tennessee's got a ton of momentum here. If you go back to the war room 9 months ago, I said Tennessee had the most momentum or had all the momentum. I don't remember the phrase I used. Basically, it's been, if you've been on VolQuest, you felt like Tennessee had a really good shot to land this kid for a long, long time. And no matter what the predictions say or any of that stuff, and I continue to feel that way. The kid's, going to have to lay low. I think he wants to have his moment. You read Chris Lowe's article, and it's a fantastic article, and gave you a deep dive into who this kid, where he's been, where he wants to get to, all that stuff. But he didn't do any kind of deep dive on, where the process is, because the kid wants to have his moment. Chris did a great job of showing you kind of who this kid is and his path and his journey and all that without, have the kid tip his hand on where he's going to school. Because, again, you've reached almost the peak of this recruitment, and you want to be able to do it your way if you're David Gabriel Georges. And I know that's his hope, is to survive the next 8 days.
Austin, as that dialogue does continue this week and into next week, do you feel like there has been any kind of movement? Has anything really changed since the last time we talked to you in this recruitment?
No, I felt good about Tennessee last week. Felt good Tennessee about Tennessee the week before, all the way dating back to, almost a year ago, and nothing's really changed for me. Ohio State continues to try to swing, but they also have started to pivot and look at secondary options at running back just in case he doesn't come. And Tennessee is full speed ahead, trying to finish this one out and get this one across the finish line.
Joined by Austin Price of VolQuest this morning. Austin, what next SEC Media Days are coming up, man? What do you hope to learn from Josh Heupel and this Tennessee contingency at SEC Media Days next week, if there's anything to learn?
Well, there's lots to learn, Ramon. There's lots to learn. What will we learn? Probably a lot of nothing.
Right.
That's what it really meant.
by design, right? I mean, Josh Heupel's going to be, he'll say a lot of words without saying a whole lot. And, I think he takes a lot of pride in that, at times. I think in certain instances, in certain situations, I think he's as very candid as they come. But I think in a press conference type setting, where there's all those cameras and everything, he knows how to avoid and evade and, just get the job done without giving away a whole lot. And the players that, they're going to take will be good talkers that, say a lot of stuff. But I'm not sure, again, they're going to give away too much as for this team. I think they'll give away the mindset of this team, where the team is mentally, and, probably talk about what Derek Owings has been able to accomplish with them this off season. Put a lot of work in. I think this team is going to be tougher, but they have to go show it. Everybody keeps asking me, no matter where I go, if I'm in a gym with my kid, or I'm on a golf course with my kid, or if I'm at Lowe's picking up something, AB, what's this team going to be? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And I think there's a lot of unknowns. You don't know who the quarterback's going to be. You don't know how tough they're going to be. You don't know how much better defensively they're going to be. You won't know until they play. And that's not to say they can't be better than they were a year ago or have a ton of improvement. Like, let's say they take it from 90 to 30 on defense. That's a huge jump. Let's say they're a lot tougher of a football team because Derek Owings. And let's say they get adequate quarterback play. What does that equate to? I don't know. Schedule's tough. So you have to balance that out with that. So this is a team that I think has the right mindset. They've got a bunch of key veteran leaders, especially on the defensive side, right there in the middle at linebacker, whether it's a new guy like Amari Campbell, but more specifically, it's, Arion Carter, who, drives the train for the defense. It's Jeremiah Thielander, guy who's, both of them have been in the program now going on 4 years. So those players drive the train on defense. And then on offense, Deshaun Bishop, David Sanders ascends into that leadership role as a second-year player on the offensive line. And then we'll see what happens at the quarterback position.
Speaking of quarterbacks, this is what camp is for. But Austin, where specifically can George and Faison make improvements in fall camps? And what were the weaknesses that they're trying to just address from the spring to, I guess, now to win this quarterback starting spot?
I think they both have to let it rip. You go back to when Hendon Hooker ascended into that role. Obviously, it was by injury, but they were able to convince him to don't be a check down guy, let the ball rip. And he started just slinging it, and it worked out pretty well, right? I think you got to play to win and play not to lose. So many times you play not to make a mistake because you feel like, the mistake is the death nail. And in reality, if you can't move it down the field because you're just checking it down every play, that's not much better. That's a death by 1,000 paper cuts. So the person that can let it rip, still play relatively mistake-free, manage the offense, process, get the ball out of his hands, will probably be the person that is Tennessee's starting quarterback. Who is that? Everybody's got Faison tabbed for it. I understand it. He had a really strong spring for a true freshman. It wasn't perfect, but had a really strong spring for a true freshman. And I still think that this is a competition going into fall camp to the point of you got to go earn it. Like, Faison's not going to be the guy just because they roll the ball out. Mm-hmm. He's got to go and take it. Same thing with George. If he wants it, you got to go earn it. You got to go take it. That's why those first 2 weeks are pivotal for both. Everybody's going to talk about the scrimmages, and those are very, very important, maybe the most important. But they do so much 11-on-11 work in practice that you have to be really good in those as well.
Austin Price of AllQuest on 3, your guest this morning on Ramon and Will. To that point about the differences, Austin, between those two guys, do you see Faison giving more of a run threat to the Tennessee offense, or do you think George can still kind of be used in the run game as well? As obviously, as you know, a lot of Josh Heupel's best quarterbacks kind of get undersold a little bit in what they can add in playing 11-on-11 and being athletes in the run game as well.
I think Faison's a better runner because he's a bigger, bulkier kid. But if you say, hey, George, go make a play with your legs, George can run. Mm-hmm. There's just a difference, right? Like, I think the way Faison's built, you could line up at the 3-yard line and say, hey, take the snap and, get behind 2 tight ends as lead blockers and run to the right, kind of like Aguilar did at Mississippi State last year. I don't know if you're doing that with George. I just don't think he's built that way. But if he's out of the pocket and he's in scramble mode, yeah, George can run just as good as anybody. He's deceptively fast for a guy who's 6'6", and so again, I don't think they're built the same. I don't think they're the same player. If you're going to say who's the more running quarterback, it probably would be Faison. But George is very capable in certain situations of being really elusive and really athletic. So. Again, I don't think you would use them the same way just because of the physical makeup. So yeah, I mean, I guess it would be Faison as the more traditional guy who can run and do a design run play more so than George.
Austin, you mentioned the unknowns about this team, and we're going through right now, and we started with the Titans last 2 days, going to do Vols tomorrow, and kind of a series on knowns and unknowns on the teams that we cover and talk about here. And I'm curious for you on the opposite side then with this team, and there's probably a lot less that we know than what we don't know. What do we know is a strength, in your opinion, about this football team right now? What do you think they hang their hat on as far as what you know about this group at this point of the offseason?
On the offense?
Just in general, offense or defense?
I think they're more experienced than people give them credit for. Offensive line, you got a ton of experience back. I think it's a talented group. They've still got a jail. I mean, David Sanders is now the left tackle instead of the right tackle, and I think they've got to get more consistent play at center out of Sam Pendleton. He needs to, now that he's healthy, he needs to be somebody that they can count on. He had a solid year last year, but there were points where he struggled. Now, part of that I think is part of the injury, but he's got to keep coming on. So I like the offensive line. I like the receivers, and I like the runners. But offensively, it's to me the only unknown. Well, there's two unknowns I think. The only unknowns are quarterback, and then what are they like at tight end with Ethan Davis being the lead guy. He's never been the most physical, but I think he's improved in that area. Deshaun Brain's got to keep coming physically. He's got to be a better blocker. If you say, hey, go run this route, he's going to be elite. If you say, stay in there and get more physical and block, we'll see. We'll see. Now, they like some of these younger guys, but I don't think you want to be so deliberate to where, like, okay, the blocking tight ends are in, guys, they're going to run. Right? I mean, you know what I mean? So I think you want to find out what he is physically. Defensively, again, I like their talent on the defensive line. Now, they're not as experienced as they are at other positions. But, again, I like their experience in the secondary. Kay and Lee's played a ton, not here, but everywhere else. Same thing with T.J. Metcalf. I love where they are at linebacker. They're super deep. The biggest challenge there is how do you get them on the field. But I think what you'll see is a lot more three linebacker sets. The lack of a Leo, to me, changes how they do things defensively. I think you'll see different looks, and you'll see more three linebackers on the field.
Gotcha. I was joined by Austin Price this morning of VolQuest. Austin, with that being said, though, Ori Williams is new as far as the Vols go, man. Like, will there be a right tackle competition between he and Jesse Perry? Is this one of those situations it's Ori's, or I mean, how do they figure out this? I guess they got a legit 7 that they got to get down to 5, and is there a right tackle competition in that, and right guard for that matter too?
Absolutely. Okay. Donovan Haslam's a real option at right guard. I think it depends on which lineup gives you the better chance to have success. Mm-hmm. Is it the lineup with Perry at guard and Williams at tackle, or the lineup with Perry at tackle and Haslam at guard? Because I think that will determine the path you go. I think that's one of the interesting, besides quarterback and maybe the number 3 receiver spot, that's one of the interesting competitions in fall camp is really it's not even guys competing necessarily with one another because, Perry's going to be out there.
Right.
The question is he at guard or is he at tackle? And a lot of that depends on how the lineup shakes out with him playing guard or tackle and who's beside of him. So I'm fascinated to see that. I think the rest of it from center to the left is locked in as they come. And does Sham Umarov, does he factor at right guard? There's some things on the offensive line I love about him, but like there's some interesting things that you could go a number of different ways with combinations. And how does Glenn Ellerby manage that? How does he grade that? What does he want out of the offensive line compared to what actually becomes reality?
I just like the fact that we're in a position that this is even a conversation of having too much of a good thing. It's considering where Glenn Ellerby was, I guess, as far as figuring out how to be a better offensive line coach, he's developed Austin, and I think that is the tip of the cap to, one, him staying in the system, understanding what the SEC is requiring at the offensive line position. You can't say he hasn't developed David Sanders. Jesse Perry, I think, is his biggest success story. If Sam Pendleton takes this next step, Ellerby will be very much justified, and his approach should be a bona fide offensive line coach, man. And I just want to tip of the cap to that conversation because it ain't been bad for the Vols, but like this level of talent and depth is very new to us, Austin.
Yeah, I think just a few years ago you really had no depth, and now there's some depth there. You've started to see some success out of the high school ranks as far as evaluations and development and getting the kids to the field. And I think all that is a real positive for Glenn Ellerby when he goes out to recruit.
Yeah, absolutely. Austin, on the way out, do you have an Open Championship winner for us this weekend?
That's a great question.
I mean, Jordan Spieth back to where he won his last one. I don't know. He says yesterday he can do some things better than he did when he was number one in the world.
I don't think that's inaccurate.
Right.
I just think that he also does things. I mean, he just doesn't putt like he did.
Exactly.
I mean, he made everything he looked at for about a 3-year stretch.
Right.
I normally like to go with players that have been trending well, been playing well. In the last couple of years, you've seen a couple of different players. Andrew Schauffele win the PGA, win the Open. Last year, Scotty Scheffler, same thing. I'm not going with Aaron Rye, but I'm going to go with Wyndham Clark to go back-to-back.
Ooh, I like it. He played well last weekend, too. Yeah.
He did, and that's kind of my thought process there.
Sure.
It's either that or it's going to be Scotty, who everybody's left for dead, missed the cut. All of a sudden he just finds it, one of the two.
I think Chris Gotterup's getting a major sooner rather than later. I think this might be it this weekend. We'll see. See.
Well, the Open, so much of it's about the bounces.
Right.
And the greens are slower, they're straighter.
Yeah.
And once you get to the green, it's actually pretty easy for pros over there. It's just battling the conditions. And listen, at the end of the day, it's the Open, which means you're into the draw. In other words, if you're late early or early late, if the weather's bad, that can either derail you or propel you, depending on kind of what draw you get weather-wise.
100%.
In an Open Championship,
which probably won Rory a second straight green jacket over Scotty as well this past year in the same exact thing. Austin Price, our guest this morning here on Ramon and Will. It'll be commitment week next week, Austin. We've got one more pre-commitment visit with you on GGG. Looking forward to it as always.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to have me on next Tuesday. We're going to have me on next Thursday. Makes a lot more sense. We'll just go VolQuest back-to-back, Hubs Friday, me Thursday next week.
We'll just have a different VolQuest rider on every day. Just have DGG week.
Nothing's going to change between now and then, so just run my recap today for next week.
That's perfect. Give us some time off.
We need to go ahead and set that up.
Thank you, Austin. Appreciate it.
See you guys.
Appreciate it.
Right. Austin Price.
Don't tip me with a good time.
I love it.
That's good stuff, man.
The depth on the O-line thing really is a good point, and I know you mentioned it. And again, we don't just talk about O-line because you played it, but it is legit that they've got more depth up front than they've had in a little while for their first five, and really feel like you could go 7 or 8 deep and not lose sleep at night in who you could put in front of whoever this new quarterback is going to be.
Yeah, and that's the part that's I just had to bring up to Austin.
Yeah.
Injuries happen in the SEC. It's a very physical league, at least in the trenches, and most football teams and conferences are as well. But there's been injuries that have happened here and there. Like the backup center, I guess at some point we'll ask about that as well. But you got the left side is very solid, and you got Sham Yomaroff, Jesse Perry, you got the Haslam kid, you got Ori. Like Jesse Perry can literally play right guard and right tackle, and has done both of them well. And I'm with Austin. What's the combination though? And then on top of that, there's young guys sitting behind them or waiting for their opportunities as well. So this is it's a real good problem that we haven't been able to talk about as of late when it comes down to the Vols offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of recruiting, there was a hilarious quote that came from someone in college sports talking about the crazy asks that they get from recruits and families as far as money goes. On 3 with some great stuff we'll tell you about coming up next. If you have a 2, 3, or 4% mortgage rate, don't refinance it because you don't have to, but you can still get cash out of your home. Introducing Loan Pronto's zero-cost equity loan. What's up? It's Will Bowling. That's right. With Loan Pronto, you can get all the cash you need without touching your first mortgage and without any fees. One local homeowner just got $100,000, paid off all their credit cards, paid off their existing HELOC, remodeled their kitchen, and saved over $1,500 per month. It gets better. There's no hard credit pull up front, usually no appraisal, no long drawn out process, and listen, no closing costs. You may even be able to skip your next 2 house payments. Call Loan Pronto now. Leave your low rate mortgage intact, but get the cash you need in as little as 2 weeks without paying closing costs. That's loanpronto.com. See how much you can get right now at 615-499-5780. That's 615-499-5780 online at loanpronto.com. For qualified homeowners, equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. So we know that recruiting in high school football or any sport at the highest level has gotten a little silly. It's gotten a little crazy. I love every time On3 gives us a glimpse into the prices of things and the conversations that are happening with general managers around college football. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling. Ramon Will wrap it up hour number 3. So in a report, Ramon, from Pete Nakos, an SEC general manager says the starting price for a low 4-star was unreasonable. Have you seen this?
I have not.
What do you think the starting price was for a low 4-star from high school to college football, according to one SEC general manager?
So for a 4-year deal or like a yearly salary? How did they do it?
No clue.
Go
Just the dollar amount you see everywhere.
$225,000.
$350.
$350.
$350, which I imagine is just for one season, for 1 year.
Yeah, that's year basis.
I think that's how they're almost all the time done.
Yeah, $350. Wow.
The price of a 4-star recruit higher than ever, Pete Nakos writes. General managers and head coaches are dealing with changes to recruiting rankings that are impacting NIL negotiations. Sources have told On3 the price for a 3-star commit can quickly change if he is bumped to a 4-star by the recruiting rankings industry.
Wow.
One SEC general manager says, what does happen is we value a kid and formulate an NIL plan. Then we look at the ranking and say, oh, bleep, because then our NIL offer is not in a competitive place. When you look at the players ranked 600 to 1,000, there's a chance some of those kids are 4-star caliber players despite their ranking. The variable you don't want to deal with is when their ranking shoots up. So it used to be in your best interest to get in early, establish a relationship, get a guy to commit, get him locked in. Now it almost isn't. Because what if that value goes up and all of a sudden it's out of your price range?
Right.
How much does the relationship and the legwork you've done matter at that point?
That's why football, I think, is a whole lot more different, especially now with their incorporation of the paying for prospects. I see right now, too, in this article says just one SEC staffer said, we don't have the money to spend. You know, like that's a part of it as well when you look at it. And it also brings up 3 top 3 stars, and one of them is a Vol. Is wide receiver from Miami, Malachi Toney. You got Vols defensive back Ty Redmond, and also BYU quarterback Bear Bachmeier.
Yep.
So in today's recruiting market, the price of Toney would differ significantly if they were 3 stars or 4-star talent.
And he probably should have been a 5-star considering how good he was last year.
Absolutely. And also look at the incorporation of what Ty Redmond was able to do last year, too. Like, I know for a fact, and I don't even know this because I'm outside looking in, but his number went up after last year. Would you say, Will, with Ty Redmond?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Okay, no doubt.
No doubt.
And to be like, that's what we thought the process would be. It would be local endorsements. Hey, you get into college, prove your worth, and the next thing you know, you get paid to hear.
Let the market dictate.
Yeah, let the play dictate
Let
the
the
market.
play dictate the market, 100%.
But we're looking at, you telling me just coming out of high school, low 4s, starting at 350, which I'm happy for. Absolutely. I had one of my 04 recruiting class commits that I came in with at Tennessee asked me a question. It's like, I don't know, something he had going on in his mind. I was just asking the question about, well, did Tennessee take anything or did Tennessee screw him over? I was just like, no, it's not one of them situations. Like, I feel like all of us got screwed over at UT who's not in the NIL era. Because we're talking about just coming out of high school, being able to negotiate $350,000 before you get onto campus. That is a dub. That is
Absolutely.
a win in any working class area that you're in.
I get where Tennessee is starting to approach this, though, and I think this is where Tennessee is starting to think a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Why would we pay someone $350,000 to $500 or $500,000 to stand on the bench and wait their turn to start next year when we should just spend $1 million on a 5-star that we know is going to play right away, that we don't have to take a risk on them sitting and waiting their turn?
Yeah, for sure.
Because then that guy plays, their price may go up, but they're a bit more content maybe to stay where they are because you had faith in them to play them as freshmen. That's where the David Gabriel Georges type recruitment takes over.
No doubt.
He's going to be a 7-figure recruit. There's no question. There's been reporting on that he's going to be the first $1 million running back as a high school running back in the history of name, image, and likeness.
I saw one that had pushed the number up to 2.
Yeah,
million.
with other endorsements, so with Adidas,
Well,
maybe pitch again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But in terms of
Million.
what the school's going to put out there and the collective's going to handle, like the reporting is that his NIL deal is going to be north of $1 million. I love this, though. This is what made me laugh that I mentioned before the break. One Big 12 general manager told On3, I had one agent bring it up, meaning making more money because the star rating went up. I had one agent bring it up, and I shut it down immediately. I asked if it works both ways. If he drops in the rankings, do we get to drop his money?
Another one said, I'd like to ask if he plays worse as a senior, can we decrease our offer?
Yeah, there you go.
There's that part, too. You still got to close out your recruiting.
One SEC head coach tells On3, all of them ask for more money, but it's a catch-22. We need the rankings to brag to the fan base, but don't want to pay.
That's how the old ways were.
Yeah, right.
Coaches got bonuses off of this.
I think you're going to see more teams take the pathway that Tennessee is starting to take. If I'm going to spend on a high school recruit in NIL, it either needs to be a more developmental prospect who I'm paying a lot less, who comes to campus with the expectation that they're here to wait their turn, or it's a 5-star or a 4-star that I believe enough in to play right away, and whatever I've got left, I'm going to the transfer portal and I'm spending. I'm writing checks at the transfer portal.
There's a comment in here. We'll probably read off air, bring it back later, but it is fascinating from a Mac school general manager. I'll just go real quick. It says, really coming for us to lose, guys, but this kid we were paying absolutely nothing, said one general manager. He hadn't even played another season. Then he flips from them to an SEC school for $500,000 and his rankings jump. He said, we see a lot of rankings jump with our guys after they flip, not before when they're committed to a MAC school. And that's the problem with recruiting and rankings.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is the worst part of this, is you have guys who are MAC level players, potentially, respectfully, because I love the MAC. But then they flip to a SEC, Big 10, Big 12, ACC school.
Right.
And unjustifiably, they're given another star or a higher rating.
Well, and the challenge within that, too, is that some players are going to be 5-star talents in certain systems, and they're going to be 3 stars in others.
Very true.
I think of Squirrel White a couple of years ago at Tennessee. Squirrel White went to the perfect place for him. He was a 3-star speedster wide receiver out of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a place where he could show 4 borderline 5-star talent as a slot receiver in a system that suited his skill set. I don't know if Georgia would have gotten the same out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no disrespect to those coaches. Just he didn't fit the scheme as well.
Look at him going to Florida State.
Didn't work as well.
Didn't work as well.
Yeah, right. So that's the difficult thing, is that you could be a 5-star at one school and you could look like a 3-star at another. But when the ranking goes up, your price goes up, regardless of which is the better fit. Interesting. Coming up, speaking of rankings, how about some transfer portal rankings? ESPN dropped the 100 best players in the transfer portal. I don't know if there are enough Vols on this list, considering the ones who I think make a big impact this year. We'll talk about that next.
A lot of things are going on in the world of diamonds these days, but here's something you need to know. Right now is the best time to buy a natural diamond. Prices are nearly at a 50-year low. This is one of the world's most rare precious stones, and they are at their best price in modern times. So if you're looking for the extreme value, this is it. This is what real Mother Earth diamonds formed billions of years ago are, and nobody has more diamonds than my friends at Genesis Diamonds. Genesis has every shape, every size diamond in stock. Perfectly cut diamonds, excellent symmetry, maximum dazzle. Get into Genesis now and find out how big of a diamond you can get at a price that you never thought was possible. Genesis is the source for all fine jewelry, colored gemstones. They got gold, fashion jewelry from the world's top designers. it's hard to find luxury pre-owned timepieces as well. Their non-commissioned experts can help you navigate any purchase, from engagement rings to exquisite heirloom jewelry. Around here, Genesis is the go-to for people in the know. Genesis Diamonds are located in Green Hills and Cool Springs, and also the official jeweler of the Titans.
Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The first World Cup semifinal match is today as France takes on Spain at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, with kickoff set for 2 p.m. on Fox. The two sides have met just once in the World Cup in their history, in which France got the 3-1 win back in 2006 in the round of 16. In this tournament, neither France nor Spain have trailed, and Spain has conceded just one goal across 6 matches. The home run derby last night in the MLB All-Star Week. St. Louis Cardinals right fielder Jordan Walker rallied to win the home run derby in his first Derby appearance. He also took home the $1 million prize money. Walker spoiled Phillies DH Kyle Schwarber's party as the hometown favorite. Walker bested Schwarber 12-11 in a dramatic final round to win, in which Walker hit 6 straight to secure the win. Coming up tonight, MLB All-Star Week continues in Philadelphia with the All-Star Game at 7 p.m. on Fox. Phillies pitcher Christopher Sanchez will get the start for the National League, and as it goes for the American League, Blue Jays ace Dylan Cease gets the start for them. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour on Ramon and Will, where the on-air topics are sports and the off-air discussions are about Love Island.
What in the world did I just listen to?
615-737-1045. Streaming live on 1045 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. No, I've not watched it, but I feel like it could be an email. No, I don't really care. I know who wins. It was obvious who was going to win, even before I knew who it was. I still won't give it away.
It was just
if you haven't watched it yet.
The finale was a letdown.
Yeah, it's 2 hours. If it was an hour, I probably would have knocked it out. We would have had time for it yesterday. This season was not as good as last season.
Yeah, you just watch them all go on their own date and then just kind of speed up to the end.
Yeah, and then you just know who's going to win. Like, it has been obvious for weeks who was going to win the show.
That was most confusing. Like, I thought, don't give me all the drama and then have them actually date each other. And you're like, oh, this is nice. They're actually getting to know each other.
I just didn't like the people as much this year.
Yeah, I get that. They had some mean people on there. Even the bombshells were mean. And just in general,
sit down, little girl.
The beauty of it. I'm TT. Electric. She turned out to be like very kind as well, too. Like, she turned out to really be awesome.
A sweet girl.
Yeah.
Very sweet girl.
I never have to watch Kinsey on my television ever again, so I'm very happy about that.
The fact that Corbin was able to call her out on saying, I know she's probably hitting the splits right now. Like, it is. Whoever taught Kinsey, we're talking Love Island, whoever taught her how to do the splits, they need to be in prison right now, because if I have
prison and jail.
Yes. County and federal. ASAP. Okay, well.
Terrible.
The Corbin slander on social media is hilarious.
He deserves it.
Yeah, they call him Chat GP Corbin. Something like that. Sounds like a robot.
I got
it's
Ramon and Will.
Yeah. Like, I told my wife, by the way, man, happy anniversary to my boo thing. Today is
absolutely.
14th year. Keish, man, appreciate you holding me down and us trekking through this thing, man. Will, can't wait to hear your 14th one, man.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm going to be real with you, after 14, I ain't got a clue what to get her.
Okay.
Straight up. I ain't got a clue what to give her at all.
Let's use Google.
I know, we live...
Google?
Yeah, I use Google for everything.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
There's a year theme that you're supposed to go by as well.
Really?
Yeah, it is. My brother Renardo's, he's nerded out like me as well. Like, he knows what year he's supposed to buy what.
Okay.
Like, some is like cotton, others gold, others something white, gold. Like, there's a line of what you're supposed to buy.
Well, we just celebrated our 1 month anniversary yesterday.
It was 1 month yesterday.
Ooh. We're right there with you.
Yesterday was 2 weeks old for baby T-Hawk.
Look at all of this. These milestones, man. How my little dog do last night?
He's doing so much better. So, like,
he came in here slandering baby T-Hawk, man, last week.
No. He's fussy. He's backed up, and he doesn't know his body's not developed enough to force it out on his own. So we have to help him with some bicycle kicks, some stomach rubs and stuff like that. So at night he gets super fussy. So that, you know what we do? Oh yeah,
you roll the legs like he's working
out
too. He fights you.
Yeah, he'll fight you. He'll like start throwing his arms up and whatever. I tried to hold him up near my chest yesterday, and he literally went right in the face. It's like,
oh, wow.
Well, you know what? It probably hurts you worse than it hurts me.
Future linebacker.
Yeah. But we've got him back into swaddling, so now he feels like nice and warm and cozy like that. So he actually only woke up once overnight, which was insane.
That's a win.
Really?
Yeah. Insane.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bro, that is
It's always nice when you wake up at 4 and your wife says, "Did you wake up and change him?" I was like, "No." "Did you?" "No." Whoa.
That's great.
That's insane.
Nice.
All right, so you want to know what
Good
you're
for y'all.
supposed to get for your 14th wedding anniversary?
Yeah, what is it?
It's the traditional theme of ivory.
I'm supposed to go kill a rhino?
Elephant. That would be an elephant. They're tusks.
Rhino, too. Ivory tusk.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be hitting my Tennessee education, man. Don't do that,
yeah,
Hawk.
get something ivory.
Yeah, I'm a public school kid through and through.
Just go find you like a partial tusk or something.
Ivory?
Yes, what it says.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's Google it.
You messed over today.
Opal,
We ain't doing that one.
gold.
Follow-up
Studs
questions.
or pendants?
Ivory gifts. Oh, yeah. Like ivory, like colored.
Colored. Oh.
Like a ivory gold bracelet or like something like that.
No, she just got a
A
heck
ring.
of a Mother's Day. Okay.
Oh, okay,
I ended up
well.
getting her some Van Cleef stuff. Nope. Buddy. The Van Cleef stuff should be good for the year. I just want to throw that out there, act like a cheapskate for a little bit.
Okay.
We're good
Great.
on that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, like they make shark tooth necklaces.
Who?
Shark tooth.
That's what you get when you're at summer camp when you're in 7th grade.
Yeah.
You go to the beach and you come back with a sunburn and a shark tooth necklace and maybe some new flip flops.
Yep.
Because you forgot yours at home.
The shell necklace?
Yeah, the shell necklace.
Yeah, and I get one with some ivory tusks.
Ivory tusks.
There you go.
trying to
Well,
get me
there's a
sent to
sentence that's
prison.
never been said on this radio station before.
You go
Less
to prison.
sentences available that have never been uttered.
Seriously, oh no, I'm not going to prison for some ivory tusk. Absolutely not.
Max Olson at ESPN.com ranks the top 100 players in the college football transfer portal. And to no one's surprise, Auburn transfer turned Texas wide receiver Cam Coleman is the number one player in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
You got any issue with that?
None.
I don't either.
You know what? There's so much hype behind it. I want to see if it actually works. This is usually what happens when the projected
That's just
team.
the motto of Texas football in general.
It is, man. Like I want to see if it actually works. You got the quarterback, you got the defense, you got another wide receiver that's just as good as you. Let me know what it is, man. I genuinely want to understand this one.
2 through 10, Sam Levitt, Arizona State to LSU, number 2. Tennessee, obviously, very in the mix in that recruitment. Jordan Seaton, transferring from Colorado to LSU, number 3. Darian Mensah, former Duke quarterback, now at Miami, number 4. At Miami's going to be so good again. They have reloaded. Prince Will Umanmielen, transferring from Ole Miss to LSU. So LSU has 60% of the top 5 transfers in college football, according to ESPN. Jacarius Peak, who we mentioned earlier this week, going from NC State to South Carolina at left tackle. Hurt himself playing basketball, but should be ready for the season at number 6. Maybe not right away, but should be healthy to play. Mateen Ibaragba, defensive tackle, Wake Forest to Texas Tech. Damon Wilson, the Missouri transfer, who also lands at Miami, number 8. Drew Mestemaker, who followed his offensive coordinator to North Texas, or from North Texas to Oklahoma State. Eric Morris, former OC of one Cameron Anthony Ward, number 9. And Coy Parrick, going from Minnesota to Oregon, big safety. Tennessee ties within this. Number 12, Chas Coleman. Number 12 transfer in college football this year. Do we have the sad trombones or something?
Yeah, we do.
The bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Chas Coleman. Number 12 transfer in college football.
Crazy.
Lance Hurd, number 32, transferring from Tennessee to Kentucky.
Good.
Kayan Lee, ranked at 57, going from Auburn to Tennessee at corner. Jordan Ross, 5-star edge rusher, transferring out from Tennessee to LSU. Ricky Gibson, going from Tennessee to Texas A&M. He's 70. And Xavier Gillum, the only other Vol on this list in terms of incoming transfers, going from Penn State to Tennessee, checking in at number 97 on this list.
Truthfully, on this list of guys that left the Vols, the Ricky Gibson one hurt me the most.
I think especially considering the need you still had for better corner play.
This was an in-season negotiation, right? Like the way he was able to jump into the portal, there was nothing that should have affected Ricky Gibson other than the fact that he was negotiating during the season and had plans. I thought the Vols treated him right. He saw proof of concept. Like both the guys in front of him left and went into the draft. That's the other side. Like it was his spot plus Ty Redmond. And that's the part of it to me that I was just, Ricky leaving? That bothered me. I wish him the best, but I can understand why he left.
Yesterday's price is not today's price, clearly. Crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though he didn't play last year.
That's what I was going to say. And maybe it's because Tennessee didn't want to offer more because he did get injured.
And Tim Banks left.
Yeah.
So new coaching at DBs and at defense coordinator.
He went to Auburn then, if that's the case.
Well,
yeah. It just shows you from that On 3 article that Pete Nakos just posted what they're dealing with now.
Sure.
In the portal and NIL side of things.
You've got movement possibilities every offseason.
Every offseason.
I think there will be a couple more players, if you do this list at the end of the season, that would end up on here for Tennessee. I think Quay Moss is one of them.
You've liked him, yes.
I just read a lot of good things. Yeah. I think the staff likes him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I trust what Brett Hubbs has told us, what Austin Price and all the VolQuest guys have said. I think Quay Moss is a player that at nickel for Tennessee would end up on this list by the end of the season. I think Metcalf at safety is another one. TJ Metcalf is another one who could end up on this. And I think Jordan Norman, the edge rusher coming over from Tulane. I think there are a number of players that Tennessee is going to give big opportunities to this year that are being a bit underrated on this list. But I think Quay Moss is probably the number one.
Yeah, for sure.
Ori Williams, another one, clearly in the mix at right tackle.
I was going to say him, but the fact that we're having a conversation about a rotation and competition, it could work out for the Vols and in his favor.
All right, Bob wants to talk about your 14th anniversary, 615-737-1045. Hey, Bob.
Morning, Bob.
Good morning, guys. Hey, Ragu.
How you doing?
A quick story.
Okay.
My wife is the one who nerds out and wants to do the traditional thing every year and lets me know. So we're going on our 23rd year, but I remember Ivory. Without telling each other, we bought nice gifts. We could not figure out Ivory. And again, without telling each other, we bought each other both bars of Ivory soap.
Nice.
Good gift.
That's good right there, Bob. That's the only thing I was thinking of when you mentioned Ivory. Like, there wasn't a piece of jewelry or I for sure wasn't going to get any elephant tusk, right? Like, we can't play that game, Bob.
We still laugh about it, and we both, without discussing it with each other, thought it was the coolest thing. So there's a hint for you if you want one, Ragu.
Man, no doubt about it. That just shows me that you guys got true love, the fact that y'all were already aligned at 14, man. Congrats on the 23rd as well.
Thank you, Ramon.
Yes, sir.
I love it. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate the call.
Thank you, Bob. That was a good call. Ivory soap.
Paul in Franklin checking in. What's up, Paul? Good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. It's great to be alive and be in Tennessee. Look, I'm gonna put myself on the hot stove this morning, Will.
Okay.
I got something to say, man.
All right.
Look, it's the middle of July. I know all you soccer fans and all that. I was pulling for the U.S., blah, blah, blah. We called it kickball, man, when we growed up. We didn't even call it soccer. But anyway, man, look, I'm ready to bag this soccer mess up, dude. Look here, it's the middle of July. We got to be talking about football,
Tell him, Paul.
Because the Vols and the Titans are coming with it. Hey, Will, we need to land that 5-star running back, man, DGG. We need him, baby. They say he's another Derrick Henry. But we need to get that soccer mess out of here, man, and talk about real American football. God bless y'all. Go Vols and tighten up, baby.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate the call.
Man, better than coffee. I'm telling you, the amount of energy he brings, man, better than coffee.
50 cc's of Paul.
Hey, Hawk, what he say? What he said he did when in his youth when he what?
He growed up.
He growed up.
When he growed up, he called it kickball. On the DGG front, I saw Chris Lowe put this out yesterday, a side-by-side of Herschel Walker in high school.
Saw that.
Next to David Gabriel Georges.
Saw that.
Chris Lowe's piece at on3.com was terrific. I know Austin mentioned that. Go read it if you haven't. He said, I have no idea if David Gabriel Georges will sniff the greatness Herschel Walker did at Georgia, but in 40 years of covering sports, he says, I've never seen a running back entering his senior year of high school that looks like DGG. Enjoyed spending time with him and hearing his story. Hell of a future ahead of him.
It's just, he's one of them.
The guy could start for most SEC teams right now if he could forego his senior year of high school.
No doubt. If he could reclass.
He is that good.
By the way, speaking of that picture that he showed, when did the trend of high school athletes of getting tattoos like tick up as much as it currently is? He is tatted up.
Yeah, he does have a lot of tattoos. I don't know.
And I don't have a problem with it. I was at a baseball tournament this weekend. It's one of those real good teams. You see the kid, he's probably already committed as well. Well, that's what my son did say. RJ was just like, well, when kids get committed, they usually start getting tattoos and stuff. But these boys got like full leg sleeves and arm sleeves and back tats. I'm like, I didn't get a tattoo till I got into college. It was just a measly old armband.
You've got more NIL to spend more of that money earlier. Here's some cool news. You'll like this. Belmont women's basketball has announced it will host the Tennessee Lady Vols.
Let's go.
Tuesday, November 17th at the Curb Event Center. Lady Vols basketball coming to Nashville to take on Belmont. How about that?
Let's go.
13th meeting between Tennessee and Belmont. Series tied 6-6.
Okay.
Yeah.
This will be a good one then.
Pretty cool. Tuesday,
I'm
November
excited for the
17th.
Lady Vols this year.
Good
man.
stuff. Belmont women's basketball, a terrific program.
Yes. Got a Belmont transfer,
As well.
right? On this squad?
They did, yes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, no doubt.
Men do this year, Tyler Lundblade, but the women did
Lundblade.
Destiny Wells.
The flamethrower. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
No doubt. Shout out to
Bart
Belmont.
Brooks in that program, first class in every way. They are terrific.
Yeah, they are. It's a good school. By the way, one of the most beautiful, like, metro campuses I've seen. I think I brought this up before.
It's gorgeous. It's grown with the city.
Yeah, I was going to E3 one time. I was like, what are all these buildings over here? Because it's over by in that area. Man, that campus at night lit up is beautiful.
Coming up, the Titans are headed into the national spotlight on Netflix. We'll tell you the details and what to expect from Cam Ward's all-access content that just dropped on your Netflix streaming service after this. Hour number 4 of Ramon Will continues. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling. What am I listening to? What is this?
New Drake instrumental for
Yes, sir.
STFU Janice.
Oh, okay. Lovely.
Teach me. You'll like the song.
Oh, no, I've heard this
That's
song.
a
Never mind.
nice
I
little
didn't
bop.
recognize the instrumental. Okay, fair enough.
That little beat in the back just makes you move. Just like maybe this quarterback documentary will.
There you go. Today, season 3 of Quarterback is out on Netflix. I've seen takeaways already from some Titans fans and media on social media. Easton Free's already given some takeaways on things that he is watching. Cam Ward is getting national attention. This is what we want, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of Titans fans, a lot of NFL fans. We talk about it. I don't know if we care either way about it.
Yeah,
I kind of care.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we care.
I think it's okay to want a little bit of shine. You're about to get it. You are getting it. It's out. So Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, along with Cam Ward, behind the scenes, how much have you liked Quarterback the first 2 seasons on Netflix?
First season I thought was kind of just It was all right. Yeah,
I think it's great.
I didn't finish the Kirk Cousin one. It's just he was boring to me.
See, I love it.
And I thought Patrick was a little bit too buttoned up
Kirk
on that
O'Chains?
one as well. Yeah, it was.
Cole's
It didn't
daddy,
keep me. I
what
feel
he
like
is.
this one's going to keep me though.
Great clips.
Because all 4 quarterbacks are very interesting. I was just watching on break some of the trash talking that Joe Flacco was doing to the young guys that were with him at the team that he was with last year. Baker Mayfield's loud, obnoxious. I want to see how he reacts. Jaden Daniels a part of this as well. Correct? Yeah, Jaden
Daniels, Joe Flacco, Baker Mayfield, Cam Ward.
One thing I want to see is how much Jaden Daniels' mama's going to be in this, man, because she is everywhere with him.
Yeah, she's pretty out front, isn't she?
And I don't think she pushes back. She's going to be involved. And, mama, that's a young man. Let him grow up a little bit, but I can get the protection of her baby boy and all of that goes into it. But this group is entertaining. That's just where I want to start at first, just looking at the cast of characters. The intro on this one, for what we think about what Netflix does with sports, this intro is nice. This is a real nice intro right there. And it starts with Cam, too, Titans fans.
Nice. Yeah, Cam Ward apparently opens up the whole thing. Obviously, we've been on air in the time that it's been out. Yeah, I mean, it did come out, I think, at 2 a.m. Central. So Justin may have been up with his newborn, but
I should have dialed in.
What's wrong? We're not watching yet. We will. So I think what we have decided. What we have decided, and y'all can let us know in the YouTube chat if you think we should do it a different way. I think we go day by day, episode by episode.
Let's see how many is it.
So tomorrow we recap episode 1, Thursday recap episode 2, Friday episode 3, and just go day by day. Y'all let us know. You can call in 615-737-1045 and let us know on YouTube how you want us to go through it.
It's 7 episodes.
7 episodes, okay. Well, that would be a week to go through it.
Next Tuesday. Yeah, right before DGG commits.
I think that's the right way to do it. Do y'all?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Episode by episode?
I'm cool with that. That way, the way it seems, the way it opens up, I don't want to binge this bad boy. I'm going to be real.
Well, and you can. Just take notes on what your takeaways were on each episode.
I'll wait. I'll be a good teammate and wait.
Or we could do 2 per day. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm open for feedback here.
One by one. Let's do it one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, we can stretch this thing out.
So we'll give you takeaways on each episode day by day for the next 7 days.
Yep.
On quarterback in terms of what we learned about Cam Ward.
I'm a little curious as how saturated it is with 4 quarterbacks instead of, what is it, typically 3?
And I'll give takeaways to everybody, not just Cam. Obviously, we'll lead with Cam, but
This is a good group.
I think quarterback is the best one of these all-access documentaries we have right now that's done regularly. I think right now we are in an era of sports storytelling of watered-down PR. I don't think this is that. I think this is legit. I think there's stuff that we learn. I think it's interesting. I think like the untold stories, like the Urban Meyer Swamp Kings or whatever it was. Learn nothing about that. If you're not going to ask the difficult questions and the difficult things regarding awkward stuff in the storyline, like talk about the tough stuff. Talk about the stuff that we actually want to learn about. Yeah. The U.S. documentary that was just on HBO right before the World Cup mentioned the big controversy that happened between Gio Reyna and the old coach Craig Berhalter for about 5 seconds and then just kept going.
Yeah.
Like, we are in an era of sports documentary storytelling where, like, we're not really learning a whole lot about the stuff that we really want to learn about. I think this is an exception. I think quarterback, actually, we learn stuff.
Is this one that I think is good? And I got to go back and look at the 2024 Olympic run too, the documentary.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
a good one
finished
too.
it.
That's a good one.
I never
watched that
I
one.
never finished it. I got to get that one banked in as well, as we got a little downtime before football starts.
It was about Olympic basketball for those who are unfamiliar.
And how they documented it, man. Fascinating approach to it. But I'm with you on the detail of this one. I'm more intrigued with this group. Yeah, of course, Cam being a part of it plays a part, but these quarterbacks and the pathways that they've gone in. Look at Joe Flacco, how he's surviving. The pathway that Baker Mayfield has gotten to this point. That was another quarterback, too. Had he had a good 2025, could have squeaked in the top 10 conversation. You can't say his impact hasn't been substantial for
He's had a down
Tampa.
year last year.
He had a bad down year with the shoulder injuries and everything else that was encapsulated in it. On top of, I think they talk about this in this quarterback documentary on Netflix too. But Baker's turned the leaf. He's learning how to play quarterback more.
Yeah, I thought he was a top 10 quarterback in the league last season.
Yeah.
Remember, we did that ranking last year.
We had the conversation.
I got crushed for it, but I thought he was a definite top 10 quarterback in 2024. He was certainly not last year.
No, not last year, but he still got weapons this year. Real question for Tampa is how they deal with Todd Bowles. Will he bounce back?
Well, how they deal with Mike Evans' departure to an offense.
They got a young stud already there, though, too. And I know he's...
All right, but
yeah,
he need more than just
Evans.
Emeka Ibuka.
Yeah, no
I feel
doubt.
like Bowles is already on a short leash with them
Very
having
short.
to readjust their staff.
Yeah, him and Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Those are the two...
Aaron, the moment you step foot in the Jets, you are then.
I love them to do a coach's Netflix.
Is there a... Yeah,
That sounds great.
a big, again,
Mike in there.
there's only so much you can show. Oh, goodness sakes.
Then you can really only show so much.
Who's on the...
Stop. Mike
Who's on the... Is there a seat hotter than Todd Bowles entering this season?
Glenn? I would say Glenn. Aaron Glenn.
Glenn.
He may be gone before
After only 1 year?
He may be gone before the season's end.
Yeah. He's...
If they
I'd say
start
probably
out
those
similar,
two.
though.
It's those two for sure. What about Minnesota?
Kevin O'Connell?
Just
I don't think so. I don't think it's that
I
high.
wonder. He's got an answer at quarterback if JJ doesn't check out.
In
But,
the NFC, I think Dan Quinn's over Kevin O'Connell.
ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you could argue if things don't go well this year, all right, you caught lightning in a bottle with an aging roster and great quarterback in 24, and now this is kind of who you are.
We
Was
had a
this year 3 for
Yep.
him?
Year 3 in Washington, yeah.
Washington, yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought my mind went to Dan Campbell. You said on the NFC side, I thought you was going to
No, I just
Minnesota
mean
and Detroit.
I mean the whole league.
on the NFC side, yeah, I can get that with Quinn.
Shane Steichen in Indy, Zach Taylor in Cincinnati,
Yeah.
2 other ones.
Is Sirianni? Is he in that conversation?
Yeah, a
with
little
Philly?
bit. I would say lukewarm. It just feels like all the coaches who were kind of on the fence of being fired all got fired last year.
They did.
And so there are less questionable situations entering this season. But Todd Bowles is absolutely at the top of the list. That's kind of the one team that could have fired their coach and didn't. Because everyone who thought about it just ended up doing it. Like we didn't see Sean McDermott being fired last year. Now Joe Brady's the head coach in Buffalo.
Just a close to home one for me. I doubt he's the one and done, but I'm not sure what Mike McCarthy is
I don't either.
on this time
Especially
around.
with geriatric Aaron Rodgers.
He's exactly. I was talking to a coach this weekend, ironically, a friggin' baseball coach, and he's speaking about football, and he was just asking the questions like, I don't know what to expect from him or Aaron. It could go 0-17. Like, I doubt it, but like they could go well below 500 with what Aaron Rodgers presents to you and the young quarterbacks that they have. So Mike McCarthy's got his hands full on this one. And also looking at in Atlanta as well, which I think he's going to be fine. But what is Kevin Stefanski in the first shift with the Falcons? So, and I know we're talking about fired coaches, but he just got fired and is getting a second opportunity.
Yep.
With Michael Penix Jr.
And especially with Mike Tomlin just sitting out
And
there not
Tua.
coaching.
That's why it's interesting as who
Sean
get let
McDermott.
go.
Because I think somebody would fire their coach to hire Sean McDermott too.
I thought, yes, those are two spots. You can pull the Mike
Yeah.
Vrabel, right? Wait a
Right.
year. Well, Mike T being on Sunday Night Football is fascinating.
What do you want to learn about Cam Ward and quarterback?
How he dealt with all his losing. Ain't no other way around it.
I just want to learn him off the field more and see what goes into his daily life and how he prepares in and out of the game. Because if his lifestyle is getting to the facility at 5, like what else do you do? Or are you literally all football? I want to see how he resets because everybody needs a good reset. How does he reset?
He kind of gives that on the intro to it. Like
and
I
that's
said,
why I like about this show.
I was listening.
You get a lot of that.
Which I didn't realize they had that many mics around Cam and just the Titans in general. But he's yelling at somebody on the practice field. He says something. He's like, I ain't here for that. I'm here for results. So I kind of want to see what that looks like, to your point, like with the losing, with what he is as a player, as a leader as well. And I just watching this prep, I guess, for this as well. I do want to know what his prep looks like with so much newness that he's dealt with.
From what I could see on the sideline, being down there last year, Cam Ward is very even. He's not someone that gets too high or too low. What I am curious of, though, is the comparison of his demeanor and overall personality at the beginning of his rookie season versus the end. How did the rookie season change him? How did the rookie season frustrate him? That's, I think, what's most interesting to me is just comparing what we will see very early to the end. Because from surface level, outside of some, press conference stuff and, the comments he would make after some of the losses, he was generally pretty even. He got frustrated, though, and he wore his emotions on his sleeve a little bit. I think more so towards the end of the season. And obviously the "we asked" comment he made is the one that's well documented. But overall, is that a perfect representation of how his demeanor and personality and mood kind of shifted over the season? I don't know. I
don't either. And just when they won, how did he act? And those type of situations right there when, his response to some of the veterans that were around and just the dialogue that Cam has with where this team ended last year. I wonder will they do a summary of all of that as well, too, just to, recap how he ended his rookie year with what his expectations are as high as it actually was. So it gave, to me, it seems like in depth. I'm chomping at the bit to get to the crib to watch this one.
Yeah.
Knock out my task right
just
before.
Episode 1?
Yeah, just episode 1.
No,
right
watch however much you want.
No.
We'll
I'm going to do it one at a time because we binge way too much in this world.
Okay.
Right before the World Cup
point.
kicks off. So I'll be tuned in.
In the preview, I think there's a win that the Titans had, and he is quick to kind of chill everybody out and say, this is not enough kind of thing. Like that. So I'm curious to see where that falls. Is it the Arizona win or is it later in the season? I'm kind of curious to see that because they had some ugly wins in those 3 wins. So, like, which one was that? If it was the Arizona win, obviously it was a while after they won again.
615-737-1045 is our number. What do you want to learn about Cam Ward in quarterback? Or have you already learned things? If you've been watching this morning, let us know. Coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Good people, we hate dealing with those issues, whether it's your plumbing, your HVAC, or your electrical around your house. Most of the time, you don't know what it will cost you if it'll get fixed right, or if somebody's trying to sell you something you do not need. When you reach out to Hiller, the experts are going to solve your problems quickly. And the price you told is the price that you would actually pay. So there are no hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years. They are family owned and operated, so they care about the work they do for you and what their reputation is. Their techs are very professional, experienced, and they're all trustworthy too. This is a group of people that will be coming to your house to service those issues around your home. And guess what? Some of the best folks around. When they're on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech, which is a great security enhancement that Hiller provides to you, and a link to track them in real time. Think about the convenience of just tracking them when they're going to show up to your house. This is what Hiller does for you, so you're not sitting around wasting your time. They believe in 100% satisfaction every single time. Their motto is, and they live by it because I book with them, okay? It is happy you'll bill, the service is free. If you're not satisfied with it, they'll give you your money back. To learn more, head over to happyhiller.com.
Wrapping up the show on Ramon and Will. Appreciate you hanging out. Buck Rising show on deck. Coming up today, coming out with me at Neighbors in Franklin. I'll be there at 1 o'clock. I'll actually be there a little bit earlier than 1 o'clock because I want to get a good spot. Mm-hmm. The semifinal soccer celebration, courtesy of our good friends at Michelob Ultra. They got deals on Michelob Ultra. They got deals on Neutral Vodka Seltzer, which not only is refreshing on a hot day, Ramon, they've got some health benefits as well. What?
Refreshing. I was just wanting to make sure that Hawk know that we enjoy Mick Ultras around here, man.
It's good to have some water every now and then.
Love them. I just had to look at them real quick and truly enjoy Mick Ultras. When I go pick up a case, and I'm probably once every 2 months picking up a case or something like that. Like I know people that get a 36er and it's done in like 3 days.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Absolutely.
36 is done in 3 days.
It's crushable. Man. That's what we want.
It is crushable. I thoroughly enjoy it on the hot summer day. I actually had one this past weekend. It was one of the better experiences I had in Tuscaloosa this past weekend that was food related.
You got options, though. You've got buckets of Neutral Vodka Seltzer you've got out there. You've got the Michelob Ultra.
Those are really good.
They're fantastic. I had one over the weekend. I was at Neighbors over the weekend as well watching the game. Well, I just showed up with friends.
Oh, at your neighbor's house?
No, at
He was rolling too. That
was okay. That was good. That was okay.
Too. Heck yeah.
At Neighbors
That's
downtown to go watch some soccer over the weekend, and had the orange flavor of Neutral. Tastes like an orange soda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yeah, Neighbors is a good place. They got loads of TVs.
Man,
their cheese curds are terrific.
And one of the Murfreesboro's got now this nice outdoor area, which is really cool.
Yes, they do.
Where's your focus going to be at, though? Like, people will show up.
On the footy.
People will show up. I know.
On a football, innit?
But are you the type...
It's coming home, innit? Oi.
It's getting me back now.
Posh.
It's getting me back now.
Posh.
This is what we doing?
Tomorrow, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham and the lads are going to bring it home, all right? Feels like 1966, innit? Yeah? Come on, England.
I hope Peyton's listening.
I just enjoy it. It's the only accent I can do. I'm not really actually
listening.
cheering for them that much, even though I want my Arsenal guys to succeed.
I hope she's about to text you and say, "Will, don't do that anymore."
No, she hears the English accent a lot. That's the accent I do most.
Okay, all right. What I was asking you, because of you, this is your watch party, first and foremost.
All right.
Are you the type to leave me alone? Or are you, if somebody come up asking questions, like, are you willing to participate in the conversation while watching the game?
Oh, of course. I'll talk soccer with anybody. What do you mean?
For sure. I was just checking.
So I gave rules of engagement before the World Cup. My number one rule was don't gatekeep the sport if you're a diehard fan. I'll talk soccer with anybody.
That's true. You have been huge on that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you who else on the lighter, non-sport side of people that gatekeep or things that gatekeep.
Yeah?
Bison at Yellowstone National Park.
Oh, the video of the bison going after the dude is crazy.
That's tough.
You see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that did a video of the guy flipping through the air and then one of their players doing a flip after a touchdown. That feels a little on the nose.
It does.
Little harsh.
Is it lightly disrespectful?
To the guy, if he's
to nature.
Considering how painful that probably was, yeah. It does. It feels like we're tiptoeing the line.
This was one of the few
I would
times
be fine with it.
that
if that was
older
me
gentleman
that got flipped.
You
and
wouldn't
then you
have
made
been
fun
okay?
of it. I think it'd be funny.
Oh yeah, right. No,
if you were okay,
if you exactly,
yeah.
Like this is the one time I got to give it to the old head, the gray beard man that was in the park. He was ample enough of space, like away. He wasn't intruding upon this bison. He didn't do anything egregious other than pull his phone out and snap a picture of this 2-ton animal frolicking in dust. They say 10 feet in the air. It looked higher to me. I didn't take harder hits like that than in my football years, man.
Crazy.
That bull was not playing around. Like, I get now why North Dakota State are what they are.
Spain and France today, 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock.
Central.
I'll be there at 1. Game starts at 2. Come hang out. Neighbors in Franklin. Gonna be a good time.
Should be a good time.
Gonna be a good time. No, the amount of times I bring out the bad British accent. Hey, where's my water bottle in it? I don't know. When's the last time I saw it? It's too much. So there's just a little taste. A bunch of guys from Barcelona will take on France today. We'll see you there. Talk to you tomorrow morning.
What is wrong with you?
Vamos, Barcelona.
Remember, as he continues,
In it?
your Twitter fingers And your mic is always hot.
Posh.
In it.
A day at the spa, the perfect gift for birthdays, anniversaries, or any occasion. Lavish and luxurious, yet affordable. A grand gesture, yet simple for you. The gift card from A Moment's Peace. Give her the gift she won't buy herself. An escape, a bit of luxury. Something special that shows more than just words. A gift from A Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa in Cool Springs across I-65 from Galleria Mall. Call 615-224-0770 or go online at